what was the best day?
Like my favorite day on trail, honestly, I think it was Indian Bar to Sunrise Camp day 3. Indian Bar is wildly beautiful. It's this carved out like valley in the middle of the mountains, and you can see exactly where you're about to hike up onto the ridge top. You can see waterfalls streaming down from the glaciers down the walls of the cliffs, and then again it's that raging glacial river in the middle.
Welcome to Backpacker Radio, presented by The Trek, brought to you by Topo Athletic. I am your co-host, Zach Badger Davis. Sitting to my right is...
I am Juliana Chauncey, a.k.a. Chaunce.
Got a handful of reminders before we get to today's awesome panel episode. The first is, if you're listening to this, I think the role could potentially still be open by the time we release this. I'm going to say likely, but we are looking for a social media intern to help wrangle our social medias, specifically Facebook, at The Trek. So if this sounds like something that would be floating your boat, please head to the link in the show notes to apply. And again, I'm going to shamelessly and repetitively plug the Trek's newsletter, because that's where all of these opportunities come, including our recent Get Paid to Thru-hike opportunity, which is no longer available. We found someone to take it on. So looking forward to that. Next is, if you want to support the show, you can do so via patreon.com/backpackerradio. For as little as $5 per month, you can be a Patreon of this podcast, and you get every episode ad-free. Chance, what else do you want to add to that?
I don't know if something's in the air right now, but I feel like people are especially into the idea of ad-free episodes. Maybe.
Here we go. That's why you're quiet.
Did you turn me off? Oh, look, now I'm on.
There's like a button that goes minus 20 decibels. I don't know how they got clicked, but you're back now. Chance is back.
Sabotage. Yeah, I just had a really good thing I said about Patreon, but you guys didn't hear it.
It was honestly the best sentence that has ever been uttered.
It's
a shame that no one will ever be able to hear it.
A+ sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think something's in the air. We have had quite a few little ribbits in the pond of people who want the ad-free episodes. So maybe they've just got like very sick of the ads recently, or maybe people are starting to see like how fun it is to listen to a podcast without ads.
Also, the ads take time. Time is money. So you're actually saving money by being a Patreon, because you don't have to hear that. Ads, even though the ads are the best. We loved all of our ads.
The ads are great. Is Betterment a sponsor on this one?
Betterment. Yes, I believe so.
I've got a quick shout out for them. Okay. Just while we're in the middle of this, I was thinking about it on the drive over. I was like, I've got to give them an impromptu shout out. Me and Garrett are, as of this moment, we are 13 days from our wedding weekend, and we're going immediately to the honeymoon after it, because that's how he envisions a honeymoon, and I'm down for that. I'm tired. I want to be on a beach.
Yeah.
But we've been saving for the honeymoon for about...
Did you decide where the honeymoon is?
We're doing Thailand.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's all booked now. I put together a presentation called Your Honeymoon, and we went through it.
Nice.
But we had...
Is it similar to the presentation that you gave me about why...
This one was more fun.
Okay.
This one was more fun, but yes, a similar vein. But the only reason that we were able to book it as easily and flawlessly as we did was we've been putting money aside for it for the past 2 years into a Betterment, where it's like you have a high yield savings account and you can each contribute X amount a week, and you just turn it off and you forget about it.
Yeah.
And so 2 years ago we started doing it with a small amount, and as it's gotten closer we've increased it. And I just like have no idea this far in the thick of all these expenses how we would have been able to pull it off had we not been using that for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So that's just like the not an ad where it's like, this is at the moment in my life right now so convenient to have utilized. So shout out to them.
But since that was kind of an ad, go to betterment.com/trek. And
free for them. All that to bring it back to Patreon. If you want to listen to the ads, they are really great companies, and that's an example of how passionate we are about them. But if you'd rather not listen to them, we do give you the ad-free option, and that still helps us keep the lights on. So we want you to have both options, and we really appreciate you either way.
Yes, true. Patreon.com/backpackerradio to get it on the fun. Next is sometime in the next week, the 2026 blogger application will open, which, holy fuck, the
That's
fact that
crazy.
I'm talking about 2026 anything is a little terrifying. I feel like we just left winter 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're taking on a long distance trek in 2026 and you want to be a part of this awesome squad, head to the link in the show notes. Jess, is there anything especially exciting about next year's class that you're looking forward to? How are we going to tweak the program? We haven't discussed this. We're going to figure this out right now.
Oh, immediately? You
Yeah.
want me to talk about next year's program? All right, well, everybody gets free ponies.
No, I can't afford that many ponies.
I mean, you left it up to me, so.
Shit.
You're welcome, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm going to apply.
Yeah.
Not
I want
you.
my pony. What do you mean?
You are the pony.
Everyone gets free chance.
Yes, but we're going to run back the perk that we're doing this year of one 2026 blogger will be flown out and put up to be a guest on this podcast. Jess and I actually recently went through a short list of people who we thought would be awesome candidates for this, so we're very close to confirming that. But the list was so hearty that I'm confident that this can be an ongoing thing. So,
Do the maybes know they're maybes?
no one knows they're anyone yet.
Wow.
Only Jess and I have this very exclusive Google Doc list.
That's very secretive.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
We work in the shadows. But yes. And lastly, but not leastly, all that chatter on Nathan Wright's episode, that's the real deal. We were intrigued by the idea of doing an Alabama road trip, doing some of the Pinhoti. So if you're listening to this, you're local to the area and or know stuff, please give us recommendations. Recommendations include venues. That could be a good spot to host a live podcast. Keep in mind we're not very technically competent, so people who can handle the audio production. Guests in the area.
Places where we could do a meetup if we were to do that instead of a live podcast, though preferably a space that could handle both. Like Zach said, guests that are close and willing to travel.
Also, shout out to, I don't know the person's name offhand, but they listened to the Nathan Wright episode and said that if we come to Tuscaloosa, that they would offer up their Alabama football tickets.
That's insane.
If you want to give us free stuff to entice us out there, we're definitely all ears and can be bribed quite easily.
Yeah, it was a really great email to read, and like most of the reason that this is even a bullet point on our show notes is we read that email and we were like, this actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I shared the screenshot, and immediately Elise responded being like, this is so awesome, I will pay my own way out there to do this. So yeah, if you're in the area and you've got ideas, hit us up. podcast@thetrek.co is the email. All right, no more beating around the bush. Let's catch up with Jess, whose voice you just heard. Jess Stone is the community and marketing manager at the Trek, a thru-hiker of the AT and the Long Trail, a lover of live music, though not Taylor Swift, and has the most robust hiker trash wardrobe of anyone that I know that is true. Most recently and most relevantly for today's show, Jess completed a thru-hike of Washington's iconic Wonderland Trail. Jess, thanks for joining us here on Backpacker Radio.
Happy to be here.
Are you worried about hate mail about the Taylor Swift comment?
Yeah, for sure. So the second I saw you put that in there, I was like, great. Starting off really strong.
Yeah. Do you have any follow-ups or clarifications you'd like to make?
Look, I'm not a hater, right? Like, I'm not going out of my way to make people who like Taylor Swift feel bad. Actually, I kind of wish I did like Taylor Swift because then I'd feel like I was part of like the girly zeitgeist.
Sure.
But I just don't get it.
Yeah. Jones, would you like to punch her or light her on fire?
Are you very Taylor Swift?
I'm not like super. I didn't go to the concert, but I'm enough Taylor Swift where I still regret not going to the concert.
Yeah, it looked fun.
In the moment, I was like, spending this much money on a concert ticket, please. And now in aftermath, I'm like, I should have just spent the money and went. So
I love all the outfits.
yeah,
I like an excuse to dress up.
yeah.
But
So I would say I'm there on maybe like a 7, a 6 or a 7,
okay.
with a 10 being like posters lining every wall of my room.
I mean, 7 is pretty strong.
Yeah, that's why I moved it down to like a 6, 7.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think that puts me at like a 1.2.
I would say 8s to 10s definitely went to the Eras tour. If you're 8 to 10, you definitely went to the
If you
Eras
could
tour.
afford it.
If you could afford it, yeah.
I guess there's a lot of people that went that probably.
Okay, let me revise that. 8 to 10 either definitely went to the Eras tour or watched the 3-hour video of it.
Right.
I got an hour and a half in, and I was like, man, I cannot keep staring at the screen.
Yeah.
Wait, just sitting in front of the screen, just watching?
Yeah, they've got like a 3-hour video special of it.
Oh.
So I was like, I didn't go. I'll just watch it. And then I was watching it, and I was like, it's not the same. But yeah, I would put 8s to 10s there. I'm like a 6, 7. I love it when it comes on. But there's like just as much good as there is songs that I don't really care for.
Yeah.
For me, it's like if I'm in the bar and every girl around me knows the song that just came on, everybody's like, yay! And then I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Me too. I love this. It's fun for everybody.
Good. Well, that's established. Let's talk about some backpacking. Wonderland Trail. where is this?
Wonderland Trail is a thru hike that goes around the base of Mount Rainier in Washington. It's about like 2 hours from Seattle, and very difficult to get permit. We were very lucky this year to get them. We talked to plenty of folks, especially out there in Washington, who had been going out for the permits for years and had never gotten them. And we're like, how'd you get them? We're like, I don't know. We trained. We got them. So
I work for the truck.
I wish we had any.
Yeah, imagine.
But yeah, it's a really beautiful hike. I've been on my to-do list for years, probably before the AT. I wanted to do the Wonderland Trail. So,
and give us more details about what the permit process looks like.
Yeah, so you head to recreation.gov, and I think
you remember the dates?
No, not off the top of my head. Want me to Google it?
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderland Trail dates.
And is there any sort of like conventional wisdom for the odds of if you apply, what your likelihood of getting it is or isn't?
So early access opens in February, and then all the reservations open in like late April.
Okay.
But in terms of difficulty, I don't know, hard.
Yeah.
Scale of 1 to 10 again, 7.
Okay.
Do they have, before we get too much into the thick of this, do they have the date out for when reservations open for 2026?
Let's find out.
Because I think that's something that we should say on this, so that if someone listens to this and they're really excited about it, they can just set the reminder on their phone now.
Yeah.
We are researching. I'm not seeing a date at first glance on here, but I'm on mps.gov, so if you just Google Wonderland Trail, keep an eye on it, bookmark it, check back in February.
Yeah, typically it's the same date year after year. Occasionally they'll tweak it. Like, I know, so the year that I hiked it, and I won't be able to provide much by way of details of the trail because it was long enough ago. Like, I have fun story highlights, but in terms of like camp names or specific dates or something like that, that is definitely slipped through my Swiss cheese brain. But at the time, that was the year that their permit system like broke and it became just pure chaos. And I think the only way that you could get it was by walk-up, which made the walk-up permit process like outrageously competitive. One guy in our group who lived in the area was at the ranger station at 3, and he came from Seattle, which meant I think he left at like midnight or something like that. So that's how it was that year. They're back to doing the online permits, which is much better.
Well, let's just say if you're listening to this and you think, man, this is a trail that I really want to hike next year, set a reminder on your phone for like January 20th or January 30th or any of those end of January dates that just says, look up when early access Wonderland permits come out.
Yeah.
Because you're going to forget about it if you listen to this now and then you wait.
Let's see. The specific date for this year was February to early March. That's what you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So January gives time for them to figure it out and save it.
And I do believe they still do the walk-ups too. So if you're nice and lucky, go for that.
Yeah. I think it looks like 30% of the permits are for walk-up. And that's a scary proposition for anyone who's coming in from out of town, specifically if you're flying. That's a lot of money to invest for the odds or for the possibility of not being able to actually do the trail. But in my experience and like a lot of people that I've talked to, it's a pretty reliable thing for that reason. Like most people don't want to just chance it that they'll get a walk-up permit. And a good percentage of them for most trails, and the Wonderland Trail included, you have a pretty good shot at it. So if you can't get it through the lottery, I would say you have a pretty strong odds of getting something via the walk-up permit. You might not get your ideal campsites, but you'll get something that'll get you around the mountain.
And I'll plant a tiny seed right now, which we can revisit later in the convo. But if maybe we can keep in the back of our mind, if someone were to do the walk-up option and not get a permit, maybe some tips for hikes in the area that they could do instead.
Sure.
That way, if you're banking on that for your trip and you're doing the flight and you're paying all that money and you're going out there and you don't get it, maybe at least we can leave you with some tips for, hey, here's my backup plan, B, C, and D.
Yeah. Lots of excellent day and section hikes in Washington is probably my favorite state for that. Okay. Other cool info, distance.
Distance is 93 miles unless you take the Spray Park alternate, which most people opt to do. I think in that case it's more like 88, 89 miles. Elevation gain 23,000 feet. I don't think we did the whole thing in 8 days, and I don't think we had any day that I would label as incredibly strenuous, but we did meet some folks that were doing it in 3 days, which is pretty intense.
Yeah.
So
So you were doing like 10-mile days?
Yeah, 10 to 15. So we had a couple of 6s in there just based on what campsites we got. So really we're at the mercy of what was available and when. But yeah, I don't think there was any day where I was like, I can't do this.
Speaking of distance, when you're talking about having to go off of where campsites are available because of this intense permit process, from someone who has thru-hiked the AT, could you put into a range what you would say a comfortable mileage range to look for campsites between would be for someone who has completed a prior thru-hike versus someone who's coming as a novice?
You're saying like somebody who has experience versus somebody who the mileage they should shoot for?
Would if I'm coming fresh off no hikes, this is my first thru-hike, would I also want to do a 15-mile day, or would I want to do smaller days? Or if I've done the PCT and the AT, how many miles a day could I comfortably say I would do?
I hear you. Something that I noticed was probably in the first couple of days, I got my thru-hiker legs back, and I felt that. So I feel like if you haven't done a thru-hike or a long distance hike at any point, then yeah, probably give yourself maybe like 6 to 10 mile days. But again, it's really going to come down to what your permitting date is and how lucky you get in the lottery. Because if you have it late in the season, you probably will end up having to do some pretty big days.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with the Wonderland Trail, it's not like you can be hiking and say, man, I'm too tired, I'm just going to stop here. You have to stop in the campgrounds. You also can't be like, hey, I'm going to keep going. I think I have more in me today. Because when the campgrounds are full, they really do accommodate for the max capacity at these campsites. So if you get there to a campsite you're not supposed to be at and they're all full, or you take one and somebody else gets there and they had the permit, like, you're out of luck. Like, you can get fined for that.
Are there numbered campsites, or is it just like you see the flat spots and you put your thing? Like, am
There
I
are numbered.
campsite number 3 at this campsite?
You don't get an assigned number, but you are assigned to that campsite.
Okay.
But yeah, they are numbered.
Got it.
Did you do the spray park alternate?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Yeah. What were the highlights of the alternate?
Oh, man. It takes you way closer to Rainier than you would if you stayed on the Wonderland Trail. And from what I was hearing, that section of Wonderland Trail North, and I'm sure somebody listening to this will be like, it was remarkable, but I heard it was unremarkable. But the Spray Park alternate itself is fun hiking. Each campground on that alternate was beautiful in a different way. Really interesting river crossing one point, insanely dangerous with like the world's shabbiest bridge over it. And we also had some wildlife sightings over there as well. It's a gorgeous area and very fun hiking.
Yeah.
What kind of wildlife?
There was a bear.
Was it a grizzly bear?
No, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Don't they have them up there now? I see them they have the signs in North Cascade. Do they not have them in Rainier yet?
I think maybe in like the very North Cascades there are grizzlies. No, because that would be definitely a much bigger consideration on the PCT.
Yeah,
I mean, they had the signs on the PCT, but you're in North Cascades for so little.
Yeah.
They definitely didn't mention it to us. There was bear poles, but they never said grizzlies.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's nice.
What was my question? It'll come back to me for sure.
Did you do the spray park? Do you remember?
I believe we did. And I think I will speak honestly that the fact that it was shorter definitely helped us, especially because I think that was a longer day for us. But again, I think I did it in 2016, so we're looking at 9 years. So a specific alternate is a little bit loose in my brain.
Gotcha.
I think one thing worth talking about, which is a big difference between my hike and yours, is bear canisters. Mm-hmm. You did not have one.
Yes, it was very nice. Yeah, the bear poles, there's a bear pole at every single campground, and they weren't like the terrible, super heavy ones where like you're embarrassing yourself picking it up. They were nice and light, easy to get up there. And there was multiple at the very busy campsites, so it's not like you were piling a bunch of food onto one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't need a bear canister. I just hung my food bag up there, no worries.
Did you need an Ursack or a lop sack?
Nope, no Ursack, none of that.
I'm going to have to look into this, but I think that they must have added different bear storage since I hiked it, because when I hiked it, it was a requirement, and yeah, I looked it up. Is it every campsite or like certain campsites, and you were able to get those campsites?
I was pretty certain it was every campground, but it very easily could have been that there were some that we didn't have. We just didn't have those campsites.
Yeah.
Where did you start and finish?
We started at Longmire. On the southern end, and went counterclockwise all the way around.
Was there strategy there, or was that just what was available?
It was what was available, but also a lot of folks tend to start at Longmire. So I guess the two places that people tend to start is think it's called Sunrise Camp and Longmire. And it used to be that folks would start up at Mowich, but I believe it was late last year, early this year that a bridge washed out and that area is closed off. So normally where folks would start and stop up there, they can't anymore. So yeah, way more folks are starting at Longmire or Sunrise.
And that's the ranger station in the northwest portion of the park?
Exactly.
Yeah, that is where we started.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, the cool thing about that area is, from what I was reading on Far Out, is it's normally swamped, like totally full of normies, but because it was closed off, was that a derogatory term on here?
Yeah,
That's great.
perfect.
But because it was closed off, we had it all to ourselves. And it's like the deepest, largest lake in the park. And if you do take, remember this, if you take the Spray Park alternate, you will go right by it. So make sure that you go back onto the Wonderland Trail to go see it. And then you can get back onto the Spray Park alternate. It is 100% worth it, and it is not very far.
What's this lake called?
Mowich Lake.
Mowich Lake.
Gorgeous. It's like clear blue. You can see all the way down to the bottom.
How do I spell Mowich?
Mowich.
Like, I left out the W in my mind. Oh, it's pretty.
Gorgeous.
Very nice. Ooh.
And
Okay, this one zoomed out a bit.
there's a privy and there's trash, and they do carry the trash out there even though the bridge is out because the rangers take the logging roads.
Wow, this kind of sounds kind of spoiled.
Yep.
Elevation gain.
23,000 feet?
Yeah. Which, to put into context for a 93-mile trail, is pretty good. Like, that's not an easy trail by any stretch. I was surprised when you came back and you're like, yeah, I didn't think it was hard at all. We should probably talk about what are some of the biggest differences for this trail for you versus your previous thru-hikes. And I guess I'm kind of leading you about the gear.
Yeah, I hear you. So first thing I'll say is when I did the long trail last year, it kicked my ass, like full out. I was off trail from the AT for about 6 weeks, and then I was like, my legs are still strong, I can do it. But my knees were trashed, and I feel like it was like 2 straight weeks of up and down in pain. So I was expecting that with the Wonderland Trail. I was like, oh man, this is going to be as bad, if not worse, than the long trail. I'm totally screwed. But also, I think my backpack on the long trail and the AT was like 22 pounds before food, which is a lot for me. So this time around, I really made a point to cut down on the weight on my gear. And I think I hit a 12-pound base weight, which was a record for me. Very proud.
One thought on elevation gain quick is I don't know if other people do this, but on the AT and PCT, both groups that I hiked with did this, where you would zoom out for your day and you'd see like what the elevation gain over like 20 miles is. And then you'd say, okay, I could go further today or I could go less far, depending on how close that number was, basically between 4,000 and 5,000 feet over 20 miles. If it was 4,000, maybe we'd go a little further. If it was 5,000, maybe we'd stick right around there. Doing the math with the Wonderland Trail being 23,000 feet of elevation gain over 90 miles, you're doing about 1,000 feet of gain every 4 miles. So if you're looking at a 20-mile day, you're doing 5,000 feet of gain a day. That's not nothing.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. So you said that you did it over 8 days, so you're looking at about 3,000 feet of gain per day, which, yeah, I mean, it's not the long trail, but it's also not nothing.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, because I got punished so bad by the LT and the AT, that I think a really tough day for me is anything over like 6,000 feet elevation. Anything before that, I'll just like keep going.
Yeah.
So here, I think our hardest day was maybe like just over 5,000 feet, but we did have one day that was 3,000 feet and 6 miles, and that was not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long 6 miles.
Yeah. Let's talk about, so you mentioned a little bit about the wildlife. You said you saw a bear?
Okay, so I didn't see the bear.
Yeah.
So butterfly effect. This sucks. I was the only person that only brought 1 water bottle on the trail because I was like, I'm going to save weight. And I only filled up 1 water bottle. So the morning we were leaving Carbon River Campground, which is notorious for bears, I was like, oh, I'm the only one who doesn't have water. I got to go get water. So I go down, I get water. I'm waiting for like 15 minutes for my friends. Like, they're all dead. And then they all come down, and my friend's like, I am so sorry. We all just saw a bear. I was like, no! I was so mad. Still haven't seen one. Not convinced they're real. No, never. Ever.
Ever?
Never, ever.
On the AT, nowhere?
No.
Zoo.
No, I didn't even see him in the zoo.
You've never seen a bear
No.
in your entire life.
They're not
ever
real.
in the flesh.
Well, okay, maybe as a child in a zoo, but not in
You
my
hiked
hiking
your Bear
career.
Mountain.
We'll pull up like a
Yeah.
YouTube video of a bear and she blacks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, haven't seen
Wow.
one. Not convinced they're real.
Yeah. I did see a bear in the Wonderland Trail. That part I remember.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was like supposedly like a big boy, and it had or a big girl, and had 2 cubs with her, so it was like 10 out of 10 cute.
Aww.
Very angry.
Yeah.
You missed that. We also had a near miss on a Wolverine sighting.
Ooh.
Awesome.
That's
yeah.
a unicorn sighting right there.
Yeah.
To see a Wolverine in the
Crazy.
wild, that would be amazing.
Yeah, we were walking through the snow. We're up on the Panhandle, which there's a couple areas on the Wonderland Trail where you're going to go up and over snow. Some areas with exposure. Notably for us in a late July hike, it was the Panhandle. And going up over the snow in that area, we saw some big cat-looking prints with the talons. And I was like, oh, cool. Maybe we'll die. That'd be great.
They're cute. They look like angry otters that are on land.
I think-
No, actually, this one looks like a skinny bear.
I think they're like the largest weasel.
I think I saw a baby one before.
A baby Wolverine?
Well, no, just I'm looking at photos
Mm.
on the internet. They're cute. They're cute, but they look angry.
It's like a really mean honey badger. Honey badgers are mean.
Yeah. Cute. Okay. So you saw you were near wolverines. You were near bears.
Yeah.
What did you see?
Some birds. Some pretty solid birds. Squirrels. I don't know. Usual stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, some really good birding out there, actually. If you're a birder, you like to bird, you like to look at birds and listen to birds.
I'm doing this only to make Jess feel bad, but captured with like an iPhone 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bear.
Yeah.
That is a bear. That's actually what bear look like.
Cool. So this is my resignation.
Yeah, right.
This has been fun.
This is shaming. Okay, wildlife. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to add other than I'm rubbing in the fact that I saw a bear and you didn't. My one other wildlife thing is that I know hornets exist on the Wonderland Trail because our last day, we were literally like 3 to 4 miles till the end, and I stepped off trail to pee, and I stepped on a hornet's nest, and I got stung multiple times. So hornets are out there.
Okay,
Did
birds.
did it sting you where you pee?
No. But the swelling would have been appreciated.
I don't think it would have. Test that theory. Let me know.
Is that a Brave Wilderness video? Has that one ever been done?
Put that on the spinning wheel.
Nah, the day that Coyote came back and had stuck his arm in the box of 200 wasps was a weird day.
Yeah.
Like-
Have we ever talked about the fact? Are we allowed to talk about the fact?
We can talk about it.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
My old boss.
I have not heard this story.
Oh, okay.
Tell me.
I used to work for this guy. His name was Coyote Peterson. He had a YouTube channel called Brave Wilderness. And he's kind of like, he's a conservationist, but he's also like the jackass of the insect world. So his whole thing is...
Oh, I think we might have talked about this.
Yeah.
But tell the listener.
Yeah, so he'll like, go to South Africa or like Indonesia and find like a crazy wasp. And he'll teach the viewer about it, and then to teach you to respect this insect, and so you can understand like what happens if you mess with nature. He'll show you like what a sting looks like, the power of that sting. He has a whole series on it if you're interested and want to watch a man get stung by insects. It's on the internet. But great guy.
Literally the most painful insects that exists.
Yeah.
Like,
That's really
Bullet
weird.
ants, tarantula, hawk.
isn't there one video that has like 50 million views?
Oh yeah. Warrior wasp. He's gotten stung by a lot of stuff. Yeah, there was one day where he was like, I have a wasp guy. We were like, what? Okay.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
If you were near a hospital and people were ready for you with like anti-venom and whatever, would you let a rattlesnake bite you just to see?
He did pitch that for the record.
To you?
No, he was like, we should do this as an episode. We were like, Coyote, no.
I mean, like, if you're nearby facilities and they know you're coming and they're expecting you and your table's ready,
If I was 25 years old and had a couple drinks in me, probably I've got kids. I can't be doing shit like that anymore.
The survival rate's real high.
There's not an advantage to having a snake fang go into my body.
To know what it feels like. Would you do it?
Am I getting paid or it's just for the thrill of it?
It's just to say that it's happened. And to know what it feels
probably.
like. Yeah.
I got none to live for. Let's do it.
I probably wouldn't because I'm terrified, but I knew one of us would.
So this is Jess's former boss. The video is stung by the executioner wasp. It's got 65 million views.
I'm
That's
Coyote
insane.
Peterson. Be brave.
Yeah.
Stay wild.
Good.
Fascinating.
We're doing great. Tell us about what is it like to resupply on the trail?
All right. So typically in years past, people would either leave their resupply, I believe, at Longmire or Mowich. But because Mowich was closed and you can't reach it in your car, we had to leave our food cache at White River Campground, I believe it's called. So it was like a 2.5 day food carry. Hike into the camp. There's a big box full of buckets. You put your bucket in there with your name on it, all your food, and then you pick up your food when you hike there, and then you carry it the rest of the way.
So did you guys drive around to the various campsites beforehand to drop off the food?
So we had to get in the day early. So we drove up and we showed that we had the permit for hiking the Wonderland Trail. It started the next day, and we told them we have to get in here to place our food cache at this place.
Yeah.
I think you can also mail it.
That's what we did.
Okay.
Because it was only walk up, we didn't know where we were going to be starting from or anything. So yeah, we mailed it. I remember it being very expensive because you have to ship it in those 5-gallon buckets. And
yeah.
Light.
You have to label it with when you're getting off trail. Because I believe that once you've already passed, actually you have to label it with when you're planning to be there to get your food.
Your ETA.
Yeah, because when you pass it, I think the ranger will come by and discard your bucket.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was going to ask, is what happens to the bucket?
Yeah, you can either take it with you, you can drive back and get it, or you can donate it to the park for whatever they want for it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we got into Seattle and then went to Home Depot, I think, bought a couple of buckets and then dumped some Walmart stuff in there, and that was all she wrote.
Great buckets.
Good. Going through my old post.
Oh, is that your bucket?
That's what it looks like. Those are Zach's buckets.
Zach's buckets.
Yeah. Your name, campground, and then your dates.
It was really nice because I was able to pack some, because it was only going to be like 3 days. So I packed some fruit in there, which was real nice. Put Celsius in that thing.
Celsius?
Yeah, highly
That's
recommend.
Funny. That's funny. Speaking of food, weren't you making your own food?
It was.
It's not really relevant to the trail itself, but it's
relevant to me.
Story. Yeah.
Like dehydrating it?
No, so I did dehydrate some parts of it, but I was looking at all the, like the backpacker's pantry and all that stuff, and like those meals are awesome, but in my head I wanted to experiment with making my own. So I bought a whole bunch of ingredients on Amazon, like rice noodles, instant brown rice. I had textured vegetable protein, TVP, which is like essentially dehydrated tofu, black beans dehydrated, all this stuff, and then I made a whole bunch of different meals.
Oh yeah, because you're vegetarian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What kind of? Give us some standouts.
Ooh, okay. I made like a fiesta Mexican bowl, which was so dank, incredibly good. I made a Thai red curry, noodles, Thai red curry seasoning, dehydrated coconut powder in there.
Are you following recipes, or are you just winging it?
I was winging it. I mean, I was writing things down and being like, this would all make sense together. But yeah, for the most part, I was just winging it.
Nice.
Do you have a note on your notepad where you could read off a recipe if someone wants to try one?
I have a whole Excel sheet that you guys can put in the description.
Yeah. Excellent. Just check the show notes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, huge fan. And honestly, I think the average price for each of those was like $3 each. So it was like a bunch of money up front, but now I have meals forever.
What was the time commitment in prepping them?
Oh, so fast. So fast. I'd say maybe I packed 8 full meals, ended up giving one to a friend, but I want to say that the whole thing maybe took me like 30 to 45 minutes because all you're doing is just dumping stuff into a Mylar bag. It's easy.
Has it changed how you will resupply for future trails?
For sure. Yeah. Because I was able to control how many calories were in there and then I could optimize it. So I was like, looking at my itinerary, is like, this day's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm going to pack my Mediterranean bowl, which was 900 calories. And then I know it's on the front end, so I'll carry it in the front end of this hike. And then when I got to the resupply, I had some lighter things in there. So I was able to tool how many calories I had in each of these meals. And I also was able to tool them to how I like. So we had like a chocolate protein oat bowl situation. I was like, I want that thing peanut buttery. So I added more peanut butter to it. So yeah, highly customizable. There's some dehydrated chickpeas in one of the bags just because I wanted to. So yeah, highly, highly recommend.
Did you have any issues guessing how much water to put?
Yeah, I definitely made soup a couple of times, but I'm terrible about drinking water on trail, so it's probably for the best. I just slurped it up.
Okay.
Johnson's gagging right now.
Yeah. The one thing that it makes me want to throw up is watching someone like rinse out their water, or rinse out their stove, like whatever noodles or whatever's stuck in it, and then drink it. I just I can't look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, so
it disgusts me.
Yeah. I'm pouring the hot water into the Mylar bag, so I'm not even eating it in the pot.
Yeah.
But even just the act of it grosses you out.
No. I'm saying if there was soup left in the bag, that soup is staying in the bag until I get to a trash can. I'm not reducing weight by drinking that soup.
Okay.
Something about it just really doesn't sit well in my head.
Okay, heard.
Did you drink the soup? Don't lie.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, of course I drink the soup. Yeah. We're not going to waste good soup.
Me and Jess are opposite personalities. Would drink soup, would get bit by snake.
It's two kinds of people.
Has not seen bear.
So I have a question, and I guess kind of a follow-up question to a previous question that I should have asked is, what were some of the standout highlights of the trail from like a landscape vista standpoint?
Okay, if we're going to do highlights, can we do a chronological? Can we do just like tell us about your hike? Yeah, story-based. I like story-based.
Well, so those are two different categories, because the story is like also your hiking group, the fun things that happen along the way.
But what if we do a story-based where she points out highlights?
Okay.
Otherwise, it feels so disconnected for me.
Okay. Well, I guess let me ask the more straightforward question first then. What were the most scenic campsites?
Fine.
Most scenic campsites?
Yeah.
There was two standouts for me. It was Indian Bar.
I remember that one.
Insane.
Yeah.
Campsite 2, Indian Bar. Get there early, get it. That's the one.
Is that the one with the shelter or the one that's higher up?
Higher up.
Okay.
So the group site is the best one there, but unless you have enough people for a group site, you literally are not allowed to stay there.
I'm confusing Summerland and Indian Bar.
Oh, Summerland was also beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like it has a little house on the top. What's this little hut?
Yeah, so it overlooks, what you can't see in that picture is the mountain range to the left and like the raging glacial river running right in front of it.
Ooh, I see it now. This looks like northern Italy.
It was insane. Yeah, so we got there crazy early. We sent our buddy Rifle up ahead on trail because he's faster than anyone. He said, bye, and then he went and got the campsite for us.
Did you stay at both Indian Bar and Summerland?
We did not stay at Summerland. We hiked through Summerland.
Okay.
But gorgeous.
Yeah.
The two I was going to say was Indian Bar and Golden Lakes.
Okay.
Yeah. Golden Lakes is like on a cliff overlooking like a dozen beautiful glittering lakes with like the most amazing sunset. It's 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So are you sleeping in this shelter?
No. We were up in the campsite. So that's the group shelter right there.
So you need a group to sleep in this shelter.
Exactly.
How big's your group got to be?
I think it's like what, like six, more than six or something?
I don't remember.
Come on, you know.
How do you get for a trail with such hard permits, how do you get permits for 6?
I think you got to get lucky and go for the group permit.
Oh, wow.
So I'm glad that you're able to testify about Golden Lakes because when I went, the entire west side of the trail was just like completely clouded out for us, so we got none of those views. But I remember hearing consistently that the west side of the trail was as spectacular as the east. Is one better than the other? The same?
I'd say that the east side of the trails, we went counterclockwise, so yeah, the east side of the trail was definitely more beautiful. I think until probably you get to the last like quarter of the trail, and it kind of starts to get a little green tunnely, a little mosquito-y. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Did you go clockwise or counterclockwise?
We went clockwise.
Oh, you did?
Opposite order, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, did you want to do your chronological?
Yes,
day by
I
day?
do very much enjoy those.
Yeah.
So let's do that. And then, because then if she tells me the highlights, I know kind of where she's talking about.
The story does.
So I like
paint-
the story first.
Sure, yeah.
It's just how I like my tea.
So just dive in.
Day one.
Yeah.
Day one. All right.
Jess gets to trail. What happens? I've got my map pulled up. I'm ready to follow
perfect.
along.
All right, so we roll up to Longmire. We head in. We talk to the ranger. We're like, hi, we're here to hike. And they're like, okay, hello, thank you for your permit. They say don't filter any of the glacial water because it's like muddy and churning and full of silt. And if you try to drink from it, it will immediately destroy your filter and you're out of luck. So that was the first thing we learned. And then we got on trail, hopped on, started hiking. We had, I think, 14 and a half miles that first day, 15 miles. Not insane elevation, pretty green tunnely. I don't think any views of Mount Rainier at that point, so really just getting the hiker legs back on.
If memory serves, that's the easiest part of the entire trail, right?
Super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had it going down. I think we did like a 20-mile day that day, and it was like we were coasting the entire time.
Yeah.
Where was your first campsite? Was it Golden Lakes?
Nickel Creek.
Nickel Creek.
Yeah, so we went Longmire to Nickel Creek counterclockwise. So Longmire's right down at the bottom. Yeah.
Wrong way, wrong direction. There we go, Nickel Creek. Oh yeah, it just looks kind of nice.
Yep, real pretty, real cruisy. Nothing
Okay.
nothing much to see at that point.
Going back, would you camp at Nickel Creek again, or did you like any of the previous campsites?
I'd probably camp at Nickel Creek again. I'll be honest, I don't think any of those were particularly memorable. It really doesn't start getting awesome until Indian Bar.
Okay, that's the next campsite after Nickel Creek.
Exactly. So that was day 2. We only had 7 miles that day. I talked about this earlier, but it was 3,000 feet of elevation, pretty intense. My legs were hurting because I had not been hiking at all this year, so my bad there. Took all day, longest 7 miles ever, but Indian Bar is wildly beautiful. It's this carved out like valley in the middle of the mountains, and you can see exactly where you're about to hike up onto the ridge top. You can see waterfalls streaming down from the glaciers down the walls of the cliffs, and then again it's that raging glacial river in the middle. And then you head up to, if you're going counterclockwise, you kind of just head up the ridge. So if you're down there on the right, yep. Oh yeah, so that's
the shelter.
Yeah, shelter.
Yeah.
So you go back up there and you go over this insane looking bridge. You go up and then you go to campsite 2, which is beautiful. You're looking right at the mountains. It's gorgeous. Mosquitoes weren't too bad. So we got there early. We headed down to the water, splashed around, washed my hair, soaked our feet. It was real nice. So that was day 2.
Here's a question that's just popped into my head just to interject your story. What time do you usually wake up to start hiking in the morning?
I don't know. When I was on the AT, I was that person. I was up at 7. On this trail, I wanted to be the person that was up at 9 or 10, especially because the mileage wasn't crazy.
I just had seen that you made a post how like you were up before your group, so you went and skinny dipped. And I was like, damn, what time does this girl wake up?
Yeah, I was up early that day because I knew I was going to be filming that video.
Oh, okay. Cool. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're at Indian Bar.
Yes, we're at Indian Bar. Only thing with the Wonderland Trail, especially in the first stretch, is that the privies don't have walls. So it is truly just a toilet on a hill. So at Indian Bar especially, you just head up onto this hill and you do your business. If somebody walks up on you, that's just what happens.
Hey,
so
it's part of the commune.
Yeah, get comfortable with it.
What's the overnight temps like? Because you're pretty close to this frying pan glacier.
I think we were in the 50s. I think we had one night that maybe dipped in the low 40s.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, not bad at all. Really refreshing, actually. And it got hot immediately, essentially, the second you woke up. I mean, it's the middle of July.
What were the highs?
I think 70s, 80s.
Yeah. And and give us the dates.
We got on trail July 16th. We got off trail July 23rd? Question mark?
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
No, that sounds right, because that's, where my mind was where we were going to end, because I was going to do it with you.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the day before I would have to go to my friend's wedding.
Yeah, we originally were going to spend an extra day out there and hike the 3 miles to Pyramid Creek Campground. But we heard it was Mosquito City, and also we were 3 miles from the car.
Yeah.
We all wanted a shower. It was a dumb idea, so we just hiked out.
Before we go on, paint the picture of your hiking group. How many? Who are they?
So it's 4 of us in total. Me, Sassafras is my trail name. And then we had my buddy Rifle, who I met on the AT, I think day 3, at Above the Clouds Hostel. Shout out. And then we had Gadget, who I hiked all of the AT with at Wandering Gadget. She's amazing. And then we had our friend Jenna Kit Kat. So this little motley crew. We're all really tight. Just all AT buddies. And it was fun. It was fun.
How do you guys pass the time during the day? So Chance has got a host of games. Do you have any games?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were playing. So Jenna's a birder. So Kit Kat will spend all of her time just identifying birds and telling us everything about them, which is great. We'll also play the $1 million game. So for $1 million, would you do X, Y, or Z? The one that we kept coming back to was for $1 million, would you eat this rock? And how big does the rock have to be? How long does it take you to eat the rock? Does it hurt you? Does it break your teeth? Yes or no?
Can you chew it up? Can you cut it into pieces?
No, it's a rock. You gotta gnaw at it.
I mean, surely you can't do that. That would break your teeth.
Well, yeah, but this is a world where I'm asking you to eat a rock.
I would imagine you'd have to pick the rock that you could most easily swallow whole.
It's $1 million. I'm picking a boulder, and it's now your full-time job to gnaw at this rock until it's gone.
Oh, I can't pick the rock.
No.
I legitimately would like to think I could earn $1 million, and this is not in the context of my work with the truck. I'm just saying I don't care what you drop me anywhere in time. I would like to think I could earn $1 million faster than I could eat a boulder.
Well, that's like one of those machines where you turn the crank and a penny spits out at the rate of what the minimum wage is. Have you ever seen that thing? There's one of those cranks that you turn and it spits out that memorable penny that has a picture of whatever tourist thing you're at.
Yeah, right.
There's one of those and you can turn it and a penny comes out at the rate of what minimum wage is, the $7.25 or whatever it was when we were that age, but it comes out at that rate, and you can stand there and you can crank this shit all day, and you're getting paid minimum wage to crank it, but no one stands there and cranks it all day because it's not worth the time.
For sure.
So my wonder is if I'm looking at this rock, what is the rate of erosion, and would my time be better served just cranking this fucking penny machine?
So what we said was
definitely.
Probably 6 to 12 months. Would you spend 6 straight months, 40 hours a week plus just gnawing at this boulder? So most people said yes. is what we said. We were like, yeah, I'll do anything for $1 million. But then we upgraded to...
Again, back to Chauncey's question about
Yeah.
the physics of it. Your teeth break before the rock breaks.
No, this is a world where I'm paying you to eat a rock. Your teeth are fine.
If this is a world where you're paying me to eat a rock, I'm probably going to look into some sort of, like, strong metal grills, like steel grills, where I actually can chew this fucking rock.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that off limits?
I mean, if you want to... No, that's fine.
Okay, because it's worth the cost
Yeah.
for me to invest in a set of chompers if it's going to win me $1 million, because then I'll just offset that. I'll expense it.
Right. But okay, but here's the twist is...
Expensive? Expensive to who?
Myself.
If you want $1 million. Okay, what if the rock has eyes and it has a family?
Yeah,
It's all the same?
Still a rock.
But it knows. Oh, and every fifth bite is really tasty.
Are we talking about
is the
Dwayne
other
Johnson
thing.
now?
I'm not a let's just be serious. I'm not a vegetarian. So like every cow I eat has eyes of the family.
But if it's making eye contact with you, it's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not killing the cow while it's making eye contact with me. But if this rock, like, can the rock empathize and talk? Is
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
like, ow, please stop, you're hurting me?
Yeah.
So this rock is begging for its life the whole time I'm grinding on it.
Yes.
That like complicates things a bit. I think now we're going into a different realm of like, what mental state am I in that I'm talking to rocks and trying to eat them? Like that seems like a low in my life.
So this took us a week to get through.
We could easily eat up a day with this
Yeah.
conversation.
I think you would spend most of that meal in therapy, being like, I'm having night tremors about the rock that I
I
ruthlessly
can no
murdered.
longer walk because any surface I step on, I hear screams.
Yeah. Not to mention how terrible my shits are, unloading chunks of rock all day.
Or maybe it's like a cleanser. Maybe it just scrapes things on its way down.
Oh, now we're
Nothing
talking.
more fibrous than rock.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so that's a fun one to pass.
Yeah, so that's a
sometime.
game.
Yeah, we played a lot of the $1 million game for sure.
So we're at Indian Bar.
We're at Indian Bar. We're chewing on rocks. From here, we got a from Indian Bar, we're heading up to Sunrise Camp. So this was the day we went up and over the Panhandle. So right out of Indian Bar, you're just climbing right up to the ridge. This is the first time, if you go counterclockwise, that you're likely to hit snow. And this was my first time hiking in snow, so I got my little micro spikes on. I was all excited to put them on, and there is some exposure. Like there's areas where you're definitely like, oh, I do not want to fall there. Just don't die here. But as we approached the snow, we saw a herd of mountain goats, which was very picturesque, and you could smell. It smelled like a barn, like with the wind as it
Nice.
approached us.
Did you bring any self-arresting equipment?
We did not. We had heard that the snow wasn't that intense. We just used the trekking poles and hope for the best.
I imagine that different times of year some people might.
June definitely recommend. There was definitely some areas where I wish I would have had them, but supposedly people were just like glissading down and doing fine. So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Yeah, but fun hiking. That was the area where we saw the Wolverine tracks. Then hikers come in the opposite way. We're like, you see that Wolverine went by 5 minutes ago? And I was like, I hate you. Never talk to me again.
Looks like there's a bunch of side trails around Sunrise Camp. Did you see a lot of normies, as you call them?
Oh, absolutely. Swamped by the normies. Not very nice, obviously. But the privy near that... so first off, Sunrise was probably my least favorite camp of all of them. It was super close to the Sunrise Lodge. It's about like a 2 or 3 mile hike down from that lodge. So you get a ton of people who are day hiking, and they head down there, and they're using the privy, and the privy is essentially overflowing. And then the campsite itself is in a meadow. So the second you walk in there, you are swarmed by mosquitoes, like the meanest Washington mosquitoes I can picture. So it was definitely an experience.
Were mosquitoes an issue throughout the hike?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But it's Washington in July. Like, you're gonna get mosquitoes.
Yeah, I was gonna say a vote to do it in August because I at least don't remember mosquitoes. That doesn't mean that they weren't there, but I feel like if they were that traumatizing, I would remember.
Yeah.
Did you bring a bug net?
Yeah, I did.
How often were you wearing it?
Pretty often. Pretty much every day. Yeah.
Were you in long pants and long sleeves?
Oh no. I got chewed up.
Okay, so you just got 8.
Yeah, I got 8.
Okay.
Did you bring any bug
bumpy.
spray?
Yeah, I brought pickering. Honestly, I should have brought the heavy duty stuff. I would have gone with DEET.
Picaridin?
Picaridin?
Yeah.
Picaridin?
Picaridin.
Picaridin.
Yeah.
Picaridin.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Wait.
Sawyer.
I like how you say it though.
Picaridin?
Picarine.
I mean, maybe there is a picaridin, but I know picaridin.
I just got crazy deja vu. Did we argue that with someone one time? I just had a flashback in my head of us both being like it's picaridin and
Yeah.
someone else saying something else and us being like you're wrong.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident it's picaridin because I've had the conversation with
But is there
Travis.
another thing called
Permethrin?
No, it's not permethrin.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, that was weird deja vu. Anyway, Sunrise Camp.
Yeah, so definitely my least favorite on trail. It is really close to a little lake, which is your water source there. And that lake is very pretty and picturesque. And honestly, I would set up your tent and then go hang out by that lake for as long as you can because you get a nice breeze and the mosquitoes pretty much leave you alone. But yeah, the camp itself in July is hellish. So
You passed White River Campground on the way to Sunrise, like 2 miles before it. Was that worth staying at instead, do you think, or were they about comparable?
White River is it's a huge campground. So I think maybe if you can get it, but there's tons and tons and tons of folks there. I honestly don't even know if it's for thru-hikers because it's like RVs and drive-in cars and stuff.
It is a different color tent symbol.
Yeah, it could be, but that's where we had our food cache. I forgot to mention that. So we headed over one of the most insane water crossings I've ever seen in my life on the worst bridge I've ever seen in my life, and then walked up and grabbed our food.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was our highest elevation gain day. Only 15 miles though, so again, so it's a pretty solid day. And then Sunrise Camp to Carbon River that next day. This is when you get onto the Spray Park alternate. So if you do the Wonderland Trail and decide to do this, which I highly recommend that you do, this is the point where you are going to get to a crossing between this awesome suspension bridge. There's a couple of really cool suspension bridges on this trail. Or you just keep going north. So if you go the Spray Park alternate, you're going to get onto that suspension bridge. For us, we camped in Carbon River, which was right there, very close by. We also had, as we were descending down into Carbon River, some pretty nasty, skeet and shaly areas with some pretty intense exposure. So that was an area where I was like, we probably all should have been hiking together because it was actually pretty treacherous with a pretty intense fall.
I was going to say, until you get towards the end of the trail, this looks like the closest that you are to the glaciers, because it looks like between Granite Creek and Mystic Camp, you almost touch Winthrop Glacier, and then from Mystic to Carbon, you're along the edge of Carbon Glacier. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that in, the look and feel of things?
Not quite. You really are, hiking along the side of a mountain in this valley. So if we were close to the glaciers, I honestly didn't see them.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So we camped in Carbon River. Carbon River was beautiful. Highly recommend that as a campsite. It's this deep into the woods campground where the bears are common. That's where our bear sighting happened. And all the campsites are nice and private, far away from each other. The privy has a wall there, so luxury. And yeah, just really nice. That was one of my top campgrounds of the trip. And again, if you want to see a bear, if you do believe that they are real, then that is where you go.
I love this new theory that bears aren't real.
I mean,
bears and birds, everyone knows it.
Yeah.
I've never seen them.
Apparently owls.
So from there, we went to Eagle's Roost. This was a short day for us, 6 miles. Eagle's Roost is a campsite literally built into the side of a cliff. So you are hiking along and then you just get onto the side trail and drop all the way down to get to this campground. Cool. We had this one to ourselves, which was the only time we had that the entire time we were on trail. And the only unfortunate part about this campsite was the privy was directly under the trail, and had no walls. So if you were using the privy and someone hiked by, they would see you. It wasn't even a question. You're making eye contact with the person on trail.
Nice.
So if that makes you uncomfortable, or if you're really into that, then stay at Eagle's Roost.
I just Googled Eagle's Roost to see what the cave looked like, and instead I saw this photo of a bear.
Oh. So they're making fun of me on Google.
Oh, and then this one, too.
Oh, my God.
Actually, there's a lot of them there. Wow.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice one. Short day.
Did you encounter rangers?
We did a couple of times. Once at White River Campground, and he just asked, everything good? Yep. Okay, cool. Did not ask to look at our permit, but that could have just been him. And then up at Mowich Lake, which was just after this, we did see a ranger. And again, he just wanted to make sure that we were good and went on his way. The woman, when we showed up at Longmire, told us, quote unquote, we're going to be sick of the rangers asking to see our permits by the end of this trail. That wasn't our experience. No one asked to see him.
You never know, though. Dude, on the JMT, we were in the middle of nowhere, hadn't seen a person in ages, and then all of a sudden, this random-ass spot, there was a ranger just sitting there. He was like, can I see your permits? Mm-hmm. You never know where you're going to find them.
Yeah. I'm definitely not telling you to gamble on it. You will get fined. Don't do that.
How much is the fine?
Money. Any amount of money. It's too much money.
Shame. Also shame.
Yeah. Money and shame.
I think the shame would be more
for sure
of the reason I wouldn't do it than the money.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like made of money.
Yeah.
But the shame would eat at me more.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Where are we? We're at.
We are on Spray
Park Loop.
Yeah, that one, and we're sleeping at Eagles
Roost. I also forgot to mention that this day, I think it was to Eagles Roost, was some of the most beautiful hiking I've ever seen. This is truly, you go up and you are hiking essentially right beneath Rainier. You're looking right up at it. This is where we got all of our amazing pictures. It's nonstop meadows. Oh, we saw a grouse up here. That was fun.
Ooh.
Just absolutely stunning hiking. Like, this is what I pictured when I pictured the Wonderland Trail.
Okay, so you definitely do the...
Is that roughly the area?
Yeah.
This was like our first full day on trail. I remember seeing that being like, holy fuck, this is crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
So we're both advising definitely do this Spray Park alternate.
Absolutely.
I would like to say with confidence that I did it, but I can't. But it looks like I probably did.
We're so qualified for this chat.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we're having Jess on as the expert.
Yeah.
And all
We've got the person who didn't hike it, the person who doesn't remember that they hiked it, and the person that just got back.
It's I'm very fortunate that I've got a lot of photos because that's how I'm piecing together the details of this one.
I will say I've never hiked the actual Wonderland Trail portion in the north part of the park, so it could be really badass.
Yeah, if anyone has gone the other way around Mother Mountain and feels super strongly about the red line, send us an email and let us know why.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, the consensus on this stuff is pretty good. I talk a lot of shit on the collegiate east part of the Colorado Trail. I guess I've done some hiking out there, but not in the context of the Colorado Trail. But it's pretty universally agreed that the west is just far superior.
Well, I feel like you don't make an alternate unless the alternate is potentially better. Like, why would I make an alternate that's worse? That's just a lot of effort for something that's not as good.
Yeah.
So I would think if there's an alternate, it's got to be at least in some way better. Otherwise, why would anyone take the effort to make it?
It's a good theory.
As someone who's never really done a trail with alternates, you know?
You did the Colorado Trail?
Yeah, and I did the west.
PCT?
What were the alternates on the PCT?
Crater Lake. It was closed when we did it, but
yeah, same.
The one with the waterfall up near Cascade Locks.
Ramona
Tunnel Falls.
Tunnel Falls. Oh, that was closed too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the alternates were just closed my season, but cool. Okay, so pretty.
Yep.
And then what?
Gorgeous. So then we go from Eagles Roost to Golden Lakes. This is a 12-mile day. As soon as we got off the Spray Park alternate, we hung a right real quick so that we could go see Mowich Lake. As I mentioned, please do that. It is beautiful, and you can throw out your trash, and you can steal more toilet paper if you run out, which some people did. Definitely me. And then at Golden Lakes, when you get there, it is this absolutely beautiful. I think we were in campsite 5. That was the really nice one. We were able to fit 3 tents there, but not very easily. Definitely was a squish. But we were overlooking all these lakes, absolutely beautiful. Mosquitoes were pretty treacherous, honestly, but it was worth it. We all just put our bug nets on and sat on the bench and watched the sun go down. Best sunset on trail, hands down. And then you can also swim down near the group site shelter. There is the water source, and it is an enormous lake that people get into to swim. So yeah, that's where I took my skinny the next morning.
Nice.
Yeah, really beautiful.
What is this Sunset Park? What's that symbol mean? It looks like a little fortress.
I'm not quite sure. Is that like off the trail?
I don't know. It looks right next to Golden Lakes, and it looks like, I would guess maybe visitor center, but it doesn't seem like there would be a visitor center there.
Yeah, and they're definitely, I mean, we were going through, I didn't see anybody that wasn't a backpacker.
Interesting. I'll see if I can find a legend.
Yeah, there was some areas on...
Wilderness Patrol Cabin.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Yeah, that was there. It was locked. Supposedly there's supposed to be a ranger station there, but I don't think they've been stationed there for a couple of years.
Got it.
Yeah. Yep, saw some deer down there. Oh, there was also a tick scare there, so... But that was the only time we saw a tick on the entire trail.
Oh, I've got a question. I am in, like, the Wonderland Trail Facebook page, just because I like to watch things. And someone was posting while you were out there. I don't know if this came across your radar in, like, the Hiker Network, but they were camping somewhere, and I wish I could remember the campsites, but they were camping somewhere, and they had heard a woman screaming at, like, 2 a.m., And like, it was kind of a funny post and kind of not, because the way it was worded was like, wow, could that have been something very concerning? But then the other kind of way it was worded was like, was she having an orgasm?
Oh.
And so all the comments were like a little mixed in like how serious this was. But like, this person was commenting, like trying to figure out who she was because they were hoping she was okay, because they heard like a couple screams, then nothing, then like a really loud scream.
Oh, God.
And it was while you were out there. So I was wondering in my mind, there's no question here, but it was just like in my mind, I thought of you. And I was like, I wonder if that's Jess screaming.
You could have texted me and been like, are you murdered?
I could have.
It would have been sweet.
Yeah, I guess I forgot that.
Wait, are you
do
murdered?
that.
Am I murdered? Oh, no, I'm actually
Okay,
good. Yeah, I'm
good.
good.
So you
Yeah.
didn't hear about
Spoiler
that?
alert.
No, I didn't hear it at all.
Spoiler
Interesting.
Oh, isn't there like some animal that screams like a woman? Like some sort of, I don't know, like
Mountain lion?
Mountain lion, maybe? That's Googleable, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Big cat that screams like woman.
Animals that scream.
Bobcat.
Foxes, cougars. Yeah, bobcats.
Bobcat's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Go Bobcats.
I should have saved that post. I didn't. I forgot that we were doing this.
Yeah.
Wedding brain. Okay, cool. So now we're at Golden Lakes.
Yes. No women. No women screaming here.
No women screaming there.
So from here.
So this whole side of the trail, I didn't see anything. So I'm very intrigued to get your take on the scenery from this stretch.
Pretty, but largely unremarkable. It's I mean, like after this point, if you've gone counterclockwise, you've already seen Spray Park. So it's like you've seen Mount Rainier, and it was like right there. That being said, I mean, like it's still beautiful views this day. As we're heading up to South Puyallup, I think is how you pronounce it. It was a 12-mile day. This is the day that we hiked by St. Andrews Lake, which is this beautiful, like crystal blue glacial lake backdropped by like snow-capped mountains. It's absolutely insane. So if you didn't swim in Golden Lakes, then you should swim in St. Andrews or swim in both. I don't live your best life. Absolutely beautiful. I honestly wish I had gone for that swim. And then from there, if you're going counterclockwise, you're going to hike down into some meadows, some pretty beautiful views here. And then you get down into South Puyallup. And yeah, other than that, I mean, this is a pretty typical day. This is, you definitely could, the trail is winding down. You're heading back to Longmire. Not much to talk about.
Yeah.
What was the best day?
Oof. Like my favorite day on trail? Honestly, I think it was Indian Bar to Sunrise Camp Day 3. Because Indian Bar was insanely beautiful. And then that was the day that we got to do all the snow hiking. Which was my first time doing it. And all of us were like, that was so scary. Yeah. We loved it.
Yeah.
It was so awesome. So that was definitely my favorite day.
Definitely something to that, because I agree. That was my favorite stretch of trail as well.
I found the post, guys.
Oh, you did?
5 days ago. Curious about a female hiker at Nickel Creek early Friday morning around 2 to 3 a.m. bellowing out, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, for a good 30 seconds like something was walking up on you, and then 5 minutes later full on screamed down near the bridge. Just curious what it was you saw. Spent the rest of night in camp pretty awake. And the comments are so funny. The admin is like, okay, this is about as far as we take this. Next guy's like, wait, was this like an oh my God or like an oh my God? And it's just so funny.
I think unless you're about to be murdered, you don't say oh my God. I don't think.
Oh my God. Oh my God, he's going to murder me. Oh my God.
This was at Nickel Creek on Thursday night. She posted it on Friday morning.
Someone posted this saying, curious about a female. Yeah. Friday morning around 2 to 3 a.m.
You said this was posted 5 days ago.
And this was posted 5 days ago. So 5 days ago, where's the calendar?
This was 5 days ago.
This must have been after.
5 days ago. So this would have been, they were talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They were talking about the night of the 31st into the 1st.
Oh, okay, so I was not there.
Okay.
No. I was there like 2 weeks before.
Interesting.
But I was about to be like, I was there.
Yeah, so I thought of you when I read that. And you're like, oh, that's where I had the best orgasm of my life.
Is that why you asked me what my best day on trail was?
No.
And then, yeah, last day, South Puyallup to Longmire. Again, we were supposed to camp at Pyramid Creek. This area, for the record, was the buggiest that we had on trail. Mosquitoes were just popping there out. But also, I think the most, aside from Summerland, I'd say Summerland in this area was the best wildflowers that we had seen. And the wildflowers were, I really cannot overexpress how insanely beautiful they were.
That's crazy that you had amazing wildflowers, because we did too. And again, I think we did it probably a month after you did. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing it was probably a lower snow year too, so that just means a drastic difference in precipitation. Mm-hmm. So they must just have a long wildflower season.
I think that they do, and I think that supposedly August typically is better for the wildflowers. So, I mean, if they get better than what we saw, I don't know. Is the
Yeah.
whole mountain a wildflower? I don't know how it could possibly be any better.
Yeah.
I feel like now that we have a lay of the land, I would love to hear the highlights, to bring it back to Zach's original question. And I would also love to hear, if you were to redo it, in addition to the highlights, would you change anything about it to maximize more highlights?
Okay. Can I do high-low buffalo?
Sure.
So we usually do those every day, and then we do the trip high-low buffalo.
I'm
I'd say
nodding like I know what that means. But
Oh,
You're high, you're low, and
something random.
yeah.
A buffalo.
Okay.
High for me for the trip, probably the Panhandle. It was going up over the snow, followed closely by the Skinny, which was a hoot.
The skinny.
The Skinny. So
What's the skinny?
A skinny dip.
Oh, the skinny dip. Got
The
it.
dip. They're just nice. I felt like I was living my feral life. It's
Yeah, I
great.
didn't know if that was like the Panhandle.
Oh, the Skinny. Ah, yeah,
Got
yeah. No, the Mariah Carey. And then I'd say the low for the trip, honestly, was that day 2 where it was just like insane elevation for my poor non-hiker legs. Really catching up there. But still beautiful. We went by like some absolutely insane waterfall on day 2. So if you go counterclockwise, it's day 2. Look out for that. Buffalo, random thing for the trip. Oh yeah, we were watching some show called The Residents on Netflix, downloaded some episodes, and we had family movie time. So at the end of the day, we'd all sit down and watch a show
That's
on
cool.
the phone. It was really cute.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, and the opposite of getting to nature. We were like, let's all watch media
That's all right.
out here in the nature. Oh, there is no service out there. I should also mention that.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, like basically no service.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Like the first 3 days, you get it pretty spotty. I think from after sunrise, you're out of luck.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got it.
So on the east side, you have spotty, and then anywhere else you don't.
Exactly. I got one single sad LTE bar up in Golden Lakes, and with the cloud cover, it was gone immediately. I was able to text my mom, "I'm alive," and then she never heard from me again.
I always get more mad at fake LTE than I do. I just never have it. Like, I would rather turn my
Yeah,
phone
don't
on
get
and
my
see
hopes
no
up.
reception than
Mhm.
one bar that's just fake.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I also have not reactivated my Garmin since the AT. So I was like, if I die, I die.
Did anyone on the trail have a SAT communicator?
Yeah, we had one guy who
Okay.
had it, which is good.
I feel like as long as there's someone in the group, then you
Yeah,
got
except
your
that he's the fastest. So if he's up in front and then the person in the back is dead,
Sure,
just
yeah.
is what it is.
That's how God wanted it to be. Let's talk about your gear. We don't have to go through your full list, but since you got the opportunity to test a lot of new stuff, was there anything that stood out to you as like, really love this, did not like this, would have changed this?
Loved the new HMG Southwest. That was my first time carrying a 40. I brought a 55. I had a Durston 55 Kakwa on the AT, which I also loved. Great pack, but loved the HMG. It's the new model with like new material, more durable, more comfy shoulder things. So yeah, loved that. Great carry, very small, packed on very small. Also tested the Gossamer Gear, the 1. That was my first time using a non-freestanding tent. First time using the trekking pole tent.
What'd you think?
Big fan.
Yeah.
The footprint's too big,
It's a palace.
It
They're all so large.
which is not great if you're sharing a very small campsite with someone who has a Durston Mid Pro 2.
Yeah, but is that your fault or
Huge.
is that the Durston's fault? Because they have a weird footprint.
It's both of our faults because my friend who has a Hornet has 2 inches to set up her tent in, and she's on an angle because we need the nice flat territory.
Fair.
Yeah, so it's a great tent, but coming from the Copper Spur, which I could sleep at a 45-degree angle in and not care where I was at, I had to get used to it.
Now that you mentioned that, I'm remembering, I think when I did it, I was using a Hyperlate Mountain Gear trekking pole tent, which full reference, I didn't love it. I don't even think they make it anymore. And then the 2 guys I was hiking with both had like Big Agnes freestanding tents, and like I was half the campsite. The other 2 guys were the other half of the campsite. Like the footprint, just trekking pole tents in general are such a huge, a much larger footprint compared to freestanding tents.
It takes a little bit of time to figure out how to assess what your footprint will be. Like, I can look at the ground and be like, I'll fit right there. But on my first few days of the PCT, like, I was staking my stake through other people's stakes, and they were like, can you like, move over?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Sorry, I didn't know I would be here. Yeah, it does take a little bit of a learning curve.
Part of the art with that is realizing that you don't need that much flat space for the entire footprint of the tent, really just where you're sleeping. Like, if you can get the vestibule in an area where it's not flat, that way at least you're not occupying valuable real estate. But yeah, it is definitely a different experience.
Yeah, definitely was a learning curve for
Yeah.
me. Yeah, you need enough space that you can keep the trekking poles taut. That's it. But you don't need enough that your vestibule is like a sexy big vestibule.
Yeah.
I would love, here's a pitch for Jersey, here's a patent pending. I would love a petite sized tent built specifically for those 5'5" and under. Hear me out. There's a lot of us.
What would you name it?
The Chance. The Chance Petite.
Les Chance.
Les Chance Petite.
Does this say Chance Tit?
Yeah, it's going to be the name. But then on the other hand, I'm like, it is kind of nice that my entire self is between the parts that narrow out so that like I never have tent flap hitting me unless it's really windy. But for the part of me that is Graham Weenie, I'd be willing to test the petite in any model, make or whatever.
So you're living like a king, queen in like the freestanding one-person tents, because for like the average
I've got
person,
too much room.
Yeah, but I mean like the freestanding tents, not like the Gossamer Gear. The one is I think a pretty large tent for one person. Like the Nemo Hornet, for instance, one person.
I have room
for me
in,
is
I have
like,
room in everything.
Yeah.
I've got
That's
room in
nice.
everything. And like to the point that like my head isn't up near where like it might get some condensation. My feet aren't near where they might get some condensation. My backpack, all my shit
You're
that's around me
sleeping
isn't.
perpendicularly to the way the tent's shaped.
Yeah, like I wake up sideways sometimes. I've got so much room. Someone make me, and I'm not the only 5'1" hiker. There's so many of us.
Yeah.
Someone make us a 5'5" and under tent. And if you're 5'6", buy the regular. But if you're under, like we have short sleeping pads, we have short sizes for sleeping bags. We've got short sizes for a lot of things. I need a tent company to stand up and make La Chance Petite.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm down.
you.
That's great.
If they can charge as much, it's 20% less fabric.
It sounds
Awesome.
French.
Yeah.
That makes it
La
sound
Chance
really expensive.
Des Bâtis.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to say that every time someone's like, oh, what tent is that?
Yeah, I'm
La
sorry.
Chance Petite.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Any other gear you want to mention? You tested a lot of new stuff.
Yeah,
we
I
don't have
did.
to go through everything, but like I guess the things that stood out to you.
I also was using the Z-Packs fleece stuff sack as a pillow per Zach recommendation.
They have a fleece stuff sack?
Yeah, so the inside is fleece and you can stuff all your shit in there. And then when you get to camp, you whoop and you inside out it. And then you stuff it with like your dirty laundry or whatever. And then you sleep on it. It's your little pillow.
That's smart.
So I came from the Nemo Philo life, which I'm still very pro Nemo Philo. I think it's incredibly comfortable, but it is like a luxury item. It's a little bulky, it's a little heavy. So this one is like dual purpose, and I liked it.
Yeah.
My neck only hurt like a little bit, which is
Yeah.
pretty good.
I've still got to find my perfect pillow. I sleep on my shoes and my backpack.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say basically anything you do. A pillowcase full of Starburst would be better than.
I sleep on my trash bag sometimes.
Dude, you need to love yourself. That's crazy.
That's a really good way to put it.
Good. Is that it?
That's
That
pretty
can
much
be it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, otherwise it'd just say all my fun dehydrated meals. Does that count as? I mean, that's
Yeah.
backpacky.
What's your footwear?
I am Topo TerraVenture 4s, baby.
Snap-
Is that what you
check.
were on the AT as well?
Eventually, it was the only thing that got rid of my plantar fasciitis. Shout out Topo.
Yeah.
Big
Nice.
fan.
That was not intentional. They are today's title sponsor.
Oh, they really?
Yeah. Truck
Ah,
15.
we don't even have them on the table. Get us our shoes.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
Doing Betterment ads. We don't have their shoes on the table. Making up new
Professional
tents.
operation here, guys.
All right, tell us some nice things about the Topos now that we've done this.
Okay, cool. Yeah, actually, I would love to because I am exactly this person in real life too. Topo, nice wide toe box, enormous. I went from a 5% drop to a 3% drop, which was a huge help. My feet are like as flat and as wide as can be. It's terrible to look at. And Topos really helped, actually, very much. The TerraVentures, I basically went night and day, worst feet pain in my life, could barely walk, hobbling into Harper's Ferry on the AT to buying these Topo TerraVentures in town and then hiking 20-mile days, like essentially like 2 or 3 days later. So
And this is BT. This is before Trek. So this isn't
Yeah,
like
BT.
because of Topo sponsorship, free shoes.
We
any
didn't
of
have a
that.
gun to your
Oh,
head as well.
yeah.
yeah, exactly. No. I will simp for Topo all day long.
Yeah.
Huge
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah, we get good partners here. Tell me about your weather.
Gorgeous. Honestly, like too beautiful. I think we had like a whisper of rain on the back end, but I brought my big heavy raincoat ink my torrent shell, which is really solid in crazy rain, which we very easily could have gotten in Washington, but it was beautiful weather the whole way through.
Yeah.
Same as my long trail experience. Didn't have any rain on the long trail.
Oh. Hell yeah.
Pretty nice.
Do you recall the longest water carry?
No.
It couldn't have been that far.
No. I think that maybe the longest we went was like 6 miles. Maybe.
And you said you only had a liter carrying capacity?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I carry, I have a catadine. So when I really needed to bring extra water, I filled that thing up, the soft shell, and just kept it.
The Be Free?
Yeah, the Be Free. Just kept it in the side of my pack. I use the durable one, so if I do need to carry it with water, it doesn't pop.
Yeah.
When they tell you not to filter the glacier water, are they insinuating that you should find water elsewhere, or are they insinuating that you don't need to filter the glacial water and you could just drink it?
Definitely don't drink it. It's full of silt. They're saying don't touch it, like don't filter it at all. But you can tell if it's a glacial river because it's like brown.
Yeah.
It's as brown as can be. So if you look, usually around one of those water sources, there is a nice, clear, clean creek like right nearby.
Got it.
And sometimes the silty water is like a pretty color. Like I've seen like really light blue ones, but it doesn't look like water. It doesn't look like, you can tell it's not like something that's going to sneak up on you. It's very opaque.
Yeah. It's also raging. Like that water is not coming gently.
So I
into the
used a essentially brand new Be Free on the PCT somewhere in Oregon in glacial runoff that was like heavy silty. It went from brand new to not functioning that day. Like literally it ruined it. So yes, I'm a testament that you don't want to filter that water because it will fuck you up.
I had to Be Free at the end of the AT because I fucking broken so many Sawyers. I felt bad letting them know because I just like don't treat them right. And so I just bought a Be Free because I was like, it's what's available in Hanover, and like I cannot admit to Travis that I've broken another one of these fuckers. And so I got it like 10 days in. I'm like playing the piccolo, like trying to keep my fingers on all the fucking holes I put in it.
My favorite is I have a photo of Jabba. He's squeezing it so hard that it's like bulging to like 3 times the size because it's so clogged. Yeah, when the thing's new, it works awesome.
Yeah, like the first time using it is like, oh my god, is this my life now?
Yeah.
And then the next day you're like, same me.
Yeah. Good. Is there other stuff that we should talk about?
Getting there maybe.
Yeah.
We can chat about. We flew into Seattle Tacoma, and we spent a day in downtown Seattle. Got a hostel. From there, got a rental
Tattoo.
car.
Oh.
No, that's after the trip.
Okay.
Oh, you got a tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh,
I did.
fun.
Yeah, we all got matching
Where is it?
Indian paintbrushes. Side of the knee. Yeah, just goes into the. Yeah, see under my pants.
Yeah. Take your
There you
pants
go.
off.
So I got this tattoo.
There's a table between us.
Wait. Beep, beep, beep. This little guy.
Oh shit, that's not small.
Yeah. It's not small.
What was the thing that you didn't say there?
It's definitely not the biggest one I have.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I did swim with it the next day, which you're not supposed to do. So just I don't trust my judgment.
You washed it out, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That beautiful golden river flowing through town.
With minerals.
Yeah, we took a rental car over to Rainier. That day we did the food cache. So if you are doing that Seattle to food cache to camp to enter trail, you need to leave enough time that you can get into the park, cache your food, and get back to camp. We camped at a paid campground near Longmire. So we stayed at Big Creek Campground. We were able to get that reservation like a month out, and there was like still plenty of availability. But if you're planning to camp the night before, which is what I recommend because we were 20 minutes from the entrance, definitely make sure that that's part of your to-do list.
Good.
When you're renting a car, are you just eating the cost of that rental car for every day you're hiking and it's just sitting there? Or is there a way that you're disposing of this car hiking and then re-renting a car?
Unfortunately, we just ate the cost.
Yeah.
But luckily we had 4 people to split that up with. I mean, I'm sure if you have friends in Seattle, honestly, there's probably some shuttle service we just didn't look into, but knowing that we had to drop off the food cache, it was like, this is the only way we can make this happen.
Okay.
I also feel like car rentals are outrageously inexpensive nowadays. It depends on the airport, but
it's just the mindset.
$20 to $30 per day.
It's the principle.
I agree.
It's the principle of knowing the whole time you're not
just
using it and
pissing
you're
money
paying.
away.
Yeah,
for it.
occasionally we'd be like, I wonder how the car is doing.
Yeah.
Do you think she misses us?
You guys have a lot of love for inanimate objects.
Yeah, not much to do out there.
Rocks,
The
cars,
only damage my car has had, and it's 7 years of existence was the one time I did a 75-mile stretch on the Colorado Trail and left it parked at the trailhead in Durango. Came back and someone had hit it and left.
Damn.
So I've still got that nice badge of honor. But yeah, I think about the parking lots.
Sure, you should.
There's no accountability.
Yeah.
You hit a car there, you're like, well, that person's in the woods.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Okay, so that was your first backpacking out, like, west.
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest, we'll say.
Yeah, the westest.
Yeah.
Most west guys.
How, like, just the experience at large, how did it...
Oh, just lovely. Just lovely. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. I love all the lush Pacific Northwest. The trees are big. There's a lot of moss. You're petting a lot of moss. The mountains, Rainier really is singular. Truly sticks out and is gorgeous. Because before I was like, it's just a mountain. What is everybody worked up about? But it's a mountain.
As someone who's done neither, I imagine when you're doing the Tahoe Rim Trail, at some point, like, it becomes just a lake. And it's like, okay, there's that lake again. Are you getting jaded towards Rainier at all over the course of walking an entire circle around it? Or is it always just stunning?
I mean, yeah, I think there's that normal, like, wow factor wears off, but it's always beautiful. You're always looking up at it and going, damn. I think I said wow like 10,000 times,
Nice.
at least on this hike. It was stunning. We also were calling her Miss Rainier. So go, there she is, Miss Rainier.
I like that.
Okay. The Wonderland Trail, or if you could pick out, like, your favorite 93-mile section of the long trail.
Ooh.
Guys, I just have a great idea.
Wonderland Trail for sure, because it's kind of like one of those once in a lifetime hikes. You got to get really lucky to get that permit, and the experience of hiking all the way around the mountain. Like, I love the long trail, and I love it's like really that thru-hikey culture. You're hopping off and resupplying, and the community aspect is there, which you don't get really on the Wonderland Trail. It did feel like I was glad to have friends there with me because it felt like a pretty isolating hike. There were other folks at the campsites, but everybody was pretty much staying to themselves. But the Wonderland Trail is just so, so beautiful. And the flowers and the remoteness of it doesn't really compare.
Yeah.
Long Trail also beats you to death, so.
Yeah.
I just came up with a really good idea for PCT days. I know it's in the past now, but check your texts after this is done. Sorry to the listeners, this is bad radio, but, like, I had to write this down before I forgot. I think this is, like, our activity.
Like a fashion show style? Is that what you're thinking?
No, like a pageant. The pageant's got 3 components. The
Oh.
first is the catwalk, the second is the talent show, and the
Yeah.
third is
I just read the
your
last
quick little
text.
speech.
Yeah.
So we have all 3. First, they all do their walk, and we rate them on their walk, and then they each have to perform a talent.
I don't know if you know this, but Trail Days hasn't happened yet.
In
The
this
release of this
time.
episode, but we could still do this.
No, I know. That's why I'm
Oh.
texting it to you guys, but that's why I'm apologizing to the listener.
Got it. Yeah, understood.
Yeah, I know we can still do it. Let's do it. That's my point.
Good. We'll put a bow in it there. Thank you for the rundown. Oh, I guess we'll do the sponsor question, even though we've already pumped the tires. Shout out to Topo Athletic. This is our peak performance question presented by Topo Athletic. Use code TREKFALL15 at topoathletic.com. Apologies if we asked you this question the last time you were on, maybe not. What is your top performance enhancing or backpacking hack?
Hack?
Yeah.
Go-go juice for sure. Celsius and Element in the same water bottle. Shake it up, baby.
You're pouring the carbonated drink into the water bottle?
There's powders. They sell Celsius powders.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, you just all in the same water bottle. Drink that.
What did you call it? Go-go juice?
Go-go juice, baby.
And it's element powder and Celsius powder.
Yeah.
You put any caffeine pills in there, or is that the Celsius?
Celsius is caffeine. I mean, you could if you hate yourself.
Yeah.
Don't have a heart attack.
What is the rage with Celsius? Like, why is it so much more popular than other energy drinks right now?
I think it's just so hot right now.
Yeah. Is there, I mean, like, is it an ingredient? Do you prefer the taste? Well, they're not an advertiser. I'm just curious.
No, sometimes I think I've just had Red Bull too many times, the sugar-free is. Celsius, people say Celsius is like a cleaner energy drink. I don't know what a clean energy drink can possibly look like. It's,
Yeah.
You know, it's basically like propane in a can.
Yeah.
I drink for energy.
Okay.
But no, it's good. Flavor's
Sounds
good.
like what's in the fridge.
Yeah. I drink sugar-free Red Bull all the goddamn time.
No, I was talking about the propane and the s'mores thing we have in the
right.
fridge.
Yeah.
Good radio.
To the Trek propaganda portion of today's show, and I'm going to kick the mic over to Jess.
Hello, everyone. It's time for the Trek Propaganda, the show, which I am currently scrolling to. Okay, I want to give 2 quick shout-outs. First one, I want to give a shout-out to Darkside. Darkside has been blogging for the Trek, and he has been hiking, and he's just an awesome guy. I met him at Trail Days, and I want to give you a big shout-out. You're almost done. Good luck on the rest of the trail, and I am glad that you survived the whites. And then second, I want to give a shout out to Jackson Albow. He just finished the PCT. I think he just posted his terminus photo today, and all of his blogs have been amazing. The photos are incredible. So Jackson, congrats and good luck in school.
Very well done. And I do have one featured piece that I would like to touch on before we get to other segments, and that is not one by Katie Jackson for a change of pace. This is by Chickpea. Chloe. Nova Scotia bans all hiking due to wildfire risk. What? Nova Scotia is shutting down all hiking trails, backcountry routes, and forced access on national and provincial land starting August 5th, 2025 at 4 p.m. AST. That sounds like a real time zone. Thanks to extreme drought.
Alberta. Standard time? No, where's Nova Scotia? It's not near Alberta.
You're using Canada stuff right now. I don't do
Nova
that.
Scotia's on the east.
The closure runs through at least October 15th or until conditions get better. So for now, stay out of the woods. But yeah, kind of crazy. I wonder if this will ever be something that would be implemented in the U.S. I feel like Americans probably wouldn't. We're a country that likes our freedom. I don't know if they would stand for that.
I don't know.
When we suggested,
did we close the AT at some point because of COVID?
No, technically it was just mostly the ATC was saying that you can't hike it, but like you wouldn't go to jail if you hiked it.
What, you'd go to jail if you hike in Nova Scotia right now? Which is
really?
also not near Alberta. I caught that very quickly. It is, I'm correct, very far to the east.
Yeah.
Like as far almost.
Yeah. So it does impact a short section of the International Appalachian Trail.
Interesting.
And the ECT by extension.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So crazy times.
You know what's funny is I just Googled Nova Scotia to make sure I knew where it was, and the top story is Nova Scotia bans hiking camping to prevent wildfires.
Is it a Trek article? Say yes.
Oh,
Say yes,
let's see.
say
Click
yes,
it. Top
say
stories.
Yes, say yes.
Who is it? Who is it? It is the government of Nova Scotia.
Ah.
We'll edit that out.
Sorry.
Question of the day. I think we're rephrasing this one because I didn't know how to make it work in its current iteration.
So the way that I intended this was these are each different styles of trail that you could have to hike on. How many miles would each have to be for them all to be equal? In terms of if I'm doing a Mahoosuc level rock scramble, 1 mile of that is probably equivalent to like 15 miles of flat, cushy trail.
Yeah.
For them to be where I would be like, oh, I would do either.
Yeah.
So it's just how many miles of each equivalents it. But we can also rank them.
I do get it. I just think with 6 different options.
You just think it sucks.
It's too much math
don't
for
like
my
it.
brain. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Your ideas are bad.
Tell me my ideas are awful.
What makes sense? To outline the options and then to
Yes.
collectively rank them, or each individual ranks?
I will say the options. That way listeners know what we're working with.
Yeah.
And then, Justin, you can say how you would rank them. And then I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. So the options are walking through ankle-deep mud, Mahoosuc level rock scramble, desert sand midday no shade, road walk, snow postholing, and flat cushy trail. Those are your 6. Power rank.
I'll start. And I'm going to really emphasize the feel component of it and remove the time element because I think that's different.
Okay.
This is what it feels like. From best to worst, obviously, flat, cushy trails, number 1. I'm already going to ruffle feathers. I'm going to say Mahoosuc level.
That's my number 2 too.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was fun.
Is that your number 2 too?
Uh-huh, yeah.
That's fun. You don't feel the miles there.
Yeah.
It's like a jungle gym.
Especially at that point in the trail when I was in like really good shape, I felt like a fucking superhero. That was a good time.
Oh, you're also, your group kind of tends to stay together for those because it's like a thing.
Oh, I was by myself.
Oh, really?
I was
Oh,
having a
really?
blast.
Oh, there was
Yeah.
6 of us throwing snowballs at each other.
Oh, yeah.
Aw.
I don't know how I would have gotten over those rocks if they'd gone ahead.
Road walk, as much as I don't like it at all, I would love to put that at the bottom of the list, but the others.
That's 3rd for me too.
Yeah. I'm going to go desert sand, midday, no shade, because I can bring my own shade. I can bring an umbrella. And sand is difficult and hot, but I really don't like the other two options, which are walking through ankle-deep mud and snow post-holing.
You can't bring your own umbrella because then I could say I'm bringing snowshoes for snow post-holing, and that changes the playing field. So you cannot bring your own umbrella.
Isn't this about the difficulty of the walking? And
No, you changed it.
At what point do we get to... So
we're power ranking these as is. You can't alter them by bringing...
I'd have to bring shade because I would literally die of cancer on the spot.
Well, then put it 6th. That's the point.
If it's just for 1 mile, I still take desert sand.
Over mud.
Ankle deep mud?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You
Think
just said
about,
you'd
like,
die.
Yeah, I would. But these
You'd
other two
rather
options
die
might be
than
worse.
walk through ankle deep mud.
These other two options are probably worse. I'll go ankle deep mud, then snow post-holing.
Okay.
Last. Post-holing stinks.
I think desert sand, midday, no shade is your true last. I just don't think you want to admit it. Because you still
I mean,
think
at
you're
what
having
point
an umbrella.
do I get to wear a sun hoodie? Like, do I have to be out naked? What are the rules here?
Just like same attire for all of these. Like a standard through hiking kit for all of these. But this isn't, we're not talking about wearables. Like this isn't clothing. You're bringing an umbrella. That's like bringing snowshoes. That changes things. That's like walking through ankle deep mud, but I've got, I don't know. I didn't think that one through. But that's like going for a road walk and it's like, oh, but actually I brought a scooter. You know, like that changes what it is.
I would argue that if you're on a scooter, you're not actually walking.
I would argue that too. All right, fine. I accept your ranking. Jess, do you have any changes?
All right. I lost track of everything you were saying, so I'm just gonna go from.
Yeah.
All right, flat cushy trail number 1. No questions. Mahoosuc level rock scramble.
Correct.
Duh, obviously.
Correct.
Road walk. Ouch, but yes.
Correct.
And then I think for me, walking through ankle deep mud goes higher than desert sand, midday, no shade.
Okay.
Big time.
I'm 50-50 on those. Those are kind of tied in my book.
I get to a point with the mud where it kind of becomes funny, where I'm so muddy and gross that I'm like, this might as well happen. Yeah.
Like once you're wet, you're wet.
Right, but if I'm sunburned, I'm not like, I'm so sunburned, I might as well get more sunburned.
I'm dehydrated and, as Zach said, dead.
Yeah. And if it's ankle deep mud, like I'm probably in the shade.
And sometimes mud between your toes feels kind of nice.
Sometimes it's nice. I like how it feels.
Yeah.
Wait, do you get to be barefoot? Because are we changing footwear attire all of a sudden?
You can take your shoes off. That's not a footwear attire.
I would actually argue against that. I'm saying it feels nice between your toes because when I did Vermont on the AT, I did it in bedrocks. So when I went through mud, I'm thinking about...
So you have to wear bedrocks on all of these then?
In my brain, I would probably have to if I were to do it that way, sure. Which is why snow post-holing is dead last.
So you do the Mahoosuc with bedrocks?
I could do the Mahoosuc in bedrocks.
I mean, that's definitely feasible.
Yeah, it's like not impossible. I had
What
Gingies on.
What about snow post-holing?
It's dead last on my list for a reason.
Okay.
Do you think
I
if
don't
you
like to be
said
cold.
Doing the Mahoosuc and bedrocks to like a random person, they would know what you were talking about?
Yeah, we're doing the Mahoosuc and bedrocks this weekend.
They'd be like, do you want to be in rehab?
Yeah,
It sounds like drugs.
Are you trying to sell me drugs right now?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like we're going to an orgy.
From there, I was going to say, desert sand, no shade, and snow post-holing. Because snow post-holing, that you fall through, like you could break an ankle. It's just dangerous.
And I guess we have to stipulate how deep the post-holing is. But yeah, to that point, it is dangerous. But like if you're going knee-deep post-holing, there's nothing more frustrating. Like to go a mile is going to take you several hours. That is a pain in the ass.
I will say, as the person who created these items, in my mind, it was not dangerous post-holing. It was purely inconvenient and annoying post-holing.
Yeah, still post-holing.
Yeah.
I think is very frustrating.
It just slows you down.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we all ranked Mahoosuc number 2. I think we're all in agreement on
the
that.
Mahoosuc is fun.
It is fun.
You like the Mahoosuc.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah. Good. Nice work. You had a thing of the week.
Yes. Which one do you want?
Which
I
one
came
do you
here
want?
with 2.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the one I came here with that I was like, oh, I've got to bring that up?
Garrett.
Oh, my
Legos.
God. Wait, this is great. For any listeners that are fans of Garrett and Legos, if you follow me, Juliana_Chauncey on Instagram. But if you don't know, my fiance Garrett is huge into Legos. He's always building these kits. I got him a Lego set for his birthday a few years ago, and he was like not into it, told his housemate. He thought it was lame. It was when we first started dating. I was like, trust me, I know your personality. You are the type of person to obsess over this. And he did. He had 2 more sets on the way by the next morning. And he has never turned back. His office is a Lego throne. And, like, what do Lego Star Wars people always want is that $1,000 Millennium Falcon.
Is it $1,000?
It's $850. And it's, like...
How many pieces is it?
7,500.
I love that you know that.
I think it's actually more than... I think that might be right. Anyway... Finally, I got to a point in this wedding planning thing where I'm just, like, so burnt out and, like, disgusted by all of it. In terms of today's theme is money spent. Literally disgusted. But...
You ready to eat a big-ass rock?
At some point, I hit the flexibility where I did let him put a Lego set on the registry. And obviously, no one's going to buy that. He has an aunt or a cousin or someone that, like, wanted to get us something special.
The Millennium Falcon is on the registry?
Yeah, I let him put it on there. Fuck it. But, like, one of his cousins reached out to his mom and was like, what can I...
So he got to put one item on and you got to put everything else?
That one item is only for him. I'm not allowed to touch these pieces.
Let's
if
be honest,
we get
a lot
pot
of those
or
other
a pan,
items, like some, like, fancy cocktail glasses, those are for you.
I don't get fancy cocktail glasses.
You've got some stuff on there that's for you.
Have you been perusing?
No. I'm
yeah,
just saying,
you don't know.
I'm going through
You
my
don't know.
list.
I've got bath towels. I've got new bedding for us. Everything's very us focused, except for that. I let him have that. Yeah, like even the KitchenAid. It's the green one with the brown wood bowl. Guys love that. Anyway,
Guys love the KitchenAid.
Anyway,
Classic bakers, guys.
he cooks all the time. He's got the pasta attachments. He loves making pasta. Whatever. The guy loves Legos. This is on the registry. One of his cousins was like, what can we get him that's special? And I was like, told his mom, I was like, tell them to get him this. She's like, they're not going to do that. Anyway, we had a contest at work last month. My least effective work month in terms of actual revenue generated for the company. I work in sales. It's commission driven. It's, bad sales months suck. But they had an activity contest where the most non-email logged activities over the course of the month, the top 3 people would win $1,000 Airbnb gift cards. And I'm like, sick. I love contests that have no chance of luck. Like, if you put me in a raffle, I don't care. Not motivated.
Yeah.
If you put me in something where there's a chance of luck, like someone signs a deal or doesn't, not really as motivating because there's so many factors out of my control. If you give me something where it's purely activity driven, where this is 100% in my control, watch me cook, right? Obviously, I took first. Like, no chance I wouldn't. And so...
Can I do a devil's advocate thing for a second?
Sure.
The amount of time that you put into the contest, is the opportunity cost greater than $1,000 of the gift card that you got to Airbnb?
No, because no one's paying me for staying up at 3 a.m. and social messaging people on, like, their company Instagrams.
Okay.
Like, there's no way I would have also made $1,000 in that same time.
Okay.
So now I have this, and because it's a gift card, it's free money. And so someone reached out to me today, and they were like, oh, this Airbnb gift card, like, we're just getting it approved from finance. We'll send it to you next week. And I'm like, cool. I also like Bonusly, which is like our fake money where you just like give Bonusly and like you can redeem it for gift cards, but you can redeem it on Amazon. And I was like, listen, my wedding's in 2 weeks. If you can give me this in Bonusly instead of Airbnb, I can get him this Millennium Falcon. And they said they couldn't. And so I brought it up to Garrett and I was like, oh, I really tried to get this in Bonusly so that I could do the Millennium Falcon. And they said they couldn't. And he was like, oh, it would have been so cool. And then they messaged me back. Ooh. And they were like, we actually can do it in Bonusly. I was like, sick. So he's going to get this $850 Millennium Falcon for the wedding.
Does he know this?
He has no idea, and I'm not going to tell him. But for anyone who likes watching the videos of him building Legos, like this is the huge news of my day, is that I went psychotic on a contest at work and am going to get him this insanely overpriced luxury item that, like, it's a gift card. It's not like I could put it towards rent.
Yeah.
So that's insane. That was what I came here. How are you going to break the news
to him?
I'm just going to hand it to him. And maybe I'll wrap it, and he'll shake it, and he'll feel that it's Legos, and he'll see the size, and, like, you'll just see that look in his eyes.
Yeah.
And then he'll be gone for a week.
That's fun.
The other thing of the week was that I went to a Lumineers concert. A very soft spot in my heart for them, because when I first came to Denver, I was in the throes of a heartbreak and listening to their album on repeat as I was driving across the country with nothing to do and nowhere to go. And then I also sublet my first place in Denver from their tour manager, or their first tour manager. He was out on tour with a different band, and so the walls were all like photos of them framed and stuff because they're from Denver. Anyway, there was a Lumineers concert, and I guess the buzz on the street with Gen Z is that they make fun of us for liking the Lumineers and Mumford & Sons. Like, I guess that's lame of us.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I get to the Broncos Stadium, first time I've ever been, and I have never seen more people younger than me in an enclosed space. Like, this is all Gen Z. So I don't know who they're making fun of. They were all there. And it was, like, entirely a church youth
Where do you
group.
get the intel that they're making fun of?
The internet. It's all over the internet.
Okay.
Go on TikTok. It's like lame-o millennials and their Lumineers.
Okay.
Shit music.
Yeah.
But they're all there. And they're all in flower crowns. They're all wearing, like, white flowy skirts. They're all wearing, like, Fear God shirts. Like, like you can tell the type of people that are at this event. And I'm just like, that's so fascinating that you guys are making fun of us and you are here in force. But I saw Maureen there from the podcast.
Oh, nice.
She had gotten a floor seat by herself. And I was like, look over here for me. I'm shining my flashlight. So that was really cool. Great concert. Just the thing of the week for me was, oh, and then here was the funny part. So I'm already laughing that it's all Gen Z because I'm like, you guys are liars. And then I go in the bathroom and I'm like, I'm reliving high school where I'm just watching, like, they let me walk in with a water bottle. I went through the metal scanner. They let me walk in with an open water bottle and they never checked it or took it. And I'm like, this could be vodka.
What
It's
venue
not.
is this?
It's water. This is at the Broncos Stadium.
Okay.
I'm like, this could be vodka. And like the little middle schooler inside of me is like, wow.
This should be vodka.
And so when I was going in the bathroom, it was obviously just like high schoolers filling their Pepsi cups with vodka.
Yeah.
Right? And so the bathroom was such fun people watching. And the stall next to me for one of the times I went was these 5 girls that are very high school age. And they are just yelling, on God, does anyone have zins?
Oh.
On God, I swear, on God, does anyone have zins? And I'm sitting in this bathroom stall like, this is so funny.
Is on God a common...
That's like a Gen Z
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
phrase. On God.
Have you said on God?
Never.
No, I'm not Gen Z.
Yeah. It like feels weird to say.
Think of that face.
You got it, Gen Z.
Imagine Jess was like, on God, the Wonderland Trail was sick. She
No
wouldn't say
cap.
sick, though.
I could see her saying that. She says stuff to me like... She said,
You couldn't say sick, though.
Well, he thought scoop meant cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the things that you've said of like, oh yeah, I don't say that.
She can't be like,
Bet.
I got
She says
so
bet.
many. That's not Gen Z. She would have to be like, I got so many aura points. On God, I got so many aura points.
That's not Gen Z?
On
Is that
the-
millennial?
No,
I've
that's
never
Gen
heard
This
you-
is Gen
That's
Z.
Gen Z.
But Bet's not Gen Z.
I've never heard you say it.
If
I'm
you're
not Gen Z.
If you're Gen
That's
Z,
what I'm saying. Is like you're very firmly millennial. I've never heard you say it.
Bet?
Yeah,
Oh. Yeah, I've never really used Bet.
it's because it's Gen Z thing.
No. It was around at the time.
no, it's like an elder Gen Z thing.
Yeah, we outvoted you.
Yeah.
No,
But
she's-
yeah, just what I think for me, the highlight of that, my thing of the week, was being at a Lumineers concert full of people that allegedly hate on the Lumineers and watching them in the bathroom just be feral high schoolers screaming, on God, does anyone have zins? Just like, felt so pure.
Yeah. It's just you brought up Mumford & Sons because I recently had the revelation that I think Mumford & Sons is just like bougie hipster Nickelback.
I love them.
I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm saying their songs sound the exact same.
I'm sorry. Are you gonna hand Nickelback a banjo? Watch your mouth. We like Mumford & Sons in this house.
Yeah, we like Mumford & Sons in this house.
I don't
like
think
you.
Nickelback deserves the hate that they get. The hate that they get is largely tied to the fact that their music all sounds the same. In fact, I think 2 of their songs are like the exact same with just like different verses and chorus, but like the actual music component is nearly identical. I feel the exact same way about Mumford & Sons. Is like there's just the chaotic banjo in the background on every song, at least the radio songs.
Is it
Uncultured.
still cool to hate Nickelback? Is it? Do the people admitted
I
yet
think
that we
it's-
like Nickelback?
I think we're coming full circle, to
Okay.
be honest.
I think we should be honest.
I'm not.
I mean, look at this
But
photograph.
we collectively, as a society, I think Nickelback might be coming back to the other side of the circle.
We all just want to be big rock stars.
I think it's doing time's very cyclical. For a long time, 80s music was considered like corny and bad, especially when we were close to it. Like the 80s sound was like a corny thing that you kind of laughed at. But now people just like very earnestly like 80s music, myself included. I think we're getting that distance from Nickelback. Again, no one's accusing Nickelback of being good, but they're certainly not deserving of all of the, like being the punching bag for everybody everywhere. Like they're not that. There's music that is as bad or worse that doesn't get anything.
But aren't you from the 80s?
He is.
I don't have a memory from the 80s.
When do you turn 40?
In a few months.
In a few months?
Yeah.
What's your
What
social
month?
security number?
December.
Are we doing? Oh my God! Are we doing a 40-year meetup? Zach's 40th birthday backpacker radio palooza
I will
meetup.
probably be out of the state when I turn 40, but we could.
It doesn't have to be like on the day of. I don't
Yeah.
expect you to give us the birthday.
That's true. Yeah, that'd be
Weird. Like kind of
Yeah, we
strange.
could do 40 stuff. Yeah, I'm not big on birthdays. I don't know.
I wouldn't be big on my 40th either.
I'm also not dreading it. Like, I'm very indifferent to it. I know
Sure.
for a lot of people it's like midlife crisis or.
We'll reconnect on this.
Yeah.
Hiker meetup theme, Zach's 40th birthday.
Perfect.
We got to make it as geriatric as we can. Well, I'll be seeing Mumford in Mexico in January, so you can suck on that. And that's my things. Does anyone else have things?
I don't think I do.
I got nothing.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No things of the week. Good. Which brings us to our Triple Crown. This one is I came up with this one, and the first example that I give will be the inspiration for this, and it is very true. I now pick my gear based on this. This is the Triple Crown of gear deal breakers, i.e., X gear piece needs to have Y feature for you to even consider using it.
Yep.
I will start.
Okay.
This is one I feel very strongly about nowadays. I will only use packs with a stretchy shoulder strap pocket. The ones that have like the accessories that go on top of it don't suffice for me. It needs to be built into the pack. They just function so much better. They're much less clunky. And I urge every pack maker out there to, for the love of fucking God, to start implementing this. Like, get with the times. Get with the times, guys.
Sounds targeted.
It might sound targeted. It's not. It's genuinely
Somewhat.
A lot of the big brands don't do this, and I'm pretty positive that it's a matter of time before they all will. But yeah, I choose my packs now for those that have the big stretchy shoulder strap pockets.
Okay, well, I'm calling dibs on second because I am still having to think. But my big one that comes out glaringly, obviously, is a fanny pack that can't fit my phone.
Can't?
Can't. Like if I can't fit my phone in my fanny pack, the fanny pack won't work.
Oh.
So it has to be big enough to fit.
Has
Yes.
to.
Yeah.
So that's my deal breaker is a fanny pack that can't fit my phone.
Yeah.
So the fanny pack has to fit my phone because I've had ones where it doesn't fit nicely or you can only put it in the inside, but I need it to be like on the outside so I could take it out and put it in and not
Like
have
the
to.
external back pocket.
Yeah, because I don't want to open my phone to check where I don't want to open my fanny pack to check where I am and like 7 starburst fall out in the
Yeah.
process of getting my phone out and then I've got to move shit to get it back in. Like that's gonna slow my pace.
I will say the big fanny pack, it's either be big or fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
those are the only options. We floated Clear Creek the other day for Jenna's birthday, and we had one of the chicken tramper fanny packs laying around, and that thing's amazing. It's so big. Like, I had all the stuff inside of a Ziploc bag inside and didn't even need it because the thing was Dyneema. Like, none of the water got inside, even though I was soaked. Yeah, the big fanny packs are clutch for sure.
Or there's companies like I use thru-pack on all my hikes. They give me free shit. Disclaimer, but they let you customize how your fanny pack is built. So I had customized it to have the outer pocket and then I had it taper in so that it wasn't like super fat the whole way, but there was enough room on the outside for the phone. And I think putting the extra time and effort into customizing it because that's like your go-to hub.
Yeah.
That's like my day bag,
Yeah.
you know? Like it has to be perfect. So one without room for the phone is a no-go for me.
Yeah, I get a lot of like free giveaway fanny packs, and the small ones are just always like, if I'm gonna go through the trouble of having something in my pubic region, like make it big enough that it can be functional.
The bigger the better. Like I want this thing to fucking slap against me when I'm walking fast down a hill.
What are we talking about?
A fanny pack. You know how it starts to wiggle when you're going downhill, and it's just like
Yeah, the slappy pelvic
Yeah.
function. Yeah, I heard all of it.
clip that, Polly.
Yeah, I think that's what Jess is getting at.
Yeah, don't worry, I know where this is going. Well, that's mine. Jess, what's yours?
My pack has to have a big old mesh pocket on the back.
Do you want to be on the podcast? You're literally
Oh,
back.
My microphone's this way. Yeah, big old mesh pocket on my backpack, and it has to be stretchy. It has to be able to fit a ton of stuff. Don't give me one of those small ones. And also, while we're at it, it has to have some loop-de-loops so I can hang some extraneous bullshit on there.
That's a great call. That is, I think, one thing that Gossamer Gear does excellently is the large exterior mesh pocket. Yeah,
You go again.
Oh, another one?
You get 2.
Okay.
Good draft.
Jinx.
Oh, right, yeah, the triple crown.
Drink, drink.
Drink a drink?
That was the choice.
Yeah, you drink your drink.
Okay, I'll drink my drink. This one's electronics. I will not carry the battery pack, and I will not carry the nugget to plug it into the wall unless it has multiple places for me to plug in cables. So, like, if I have a little nugget, it needs to have 2 USB slots that I can plug something in. And same with my battery pack. If it only has one outlet, or it has, like, one USB and one USB-C, like, it's not going to cut it for me. I need multiple ins and outs.
Do you need multiple USB and USB-Cs, or multiple of one or the other?
My nugget has a USB-C and a USB, so I can charge both these things.
Question on that.
Cables.
I've heard the ones that have the 2 USBs, like the little butts that have the 2 USBs, charge less quickly because then it spreads it between the 2. And that if you get like the official expensive butt that just has the one, that it goes like much faster. Have you noticed any lag in having the 2 butt, like the two USB butt?
No. But it's possible. It's very possible. I mean, that's all I carry when I'm backpacking. I mean, I use the lightning cable at home, and that charges my phone right up, and I think it's probably a little bit slower. But, yeah, nothing. If I have enough time that I can sit there and charge some stuff, then, and I'm getting all my cables out, I'm going to be there long enough to charge it, and I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. Okay. My next one.
I'm sure a lot of brands do this, but I know Anchor has like specific ports that will export's not the right word, output charges at the full flow rate, even with multiple units. But I think it's like a branded.
Yeah, you got to look for it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just get the one at the gas station.
I would generally encourage people to not get the gas station stuff unless like you have to, but yeah.
My second one is going to be map specific. I have not found a way to get behind a map where I can't zoom in on my elevation profile to the distance that I want it to be at and see just the elevation over that distance. Far Out does it great. Other ones don't. And while I've enjoyed at certain times using other ones when there is no option for Far Out, and I know that we are spoiled in having it, and having it is nice. And I like to have the ability to look at my elevation like that. It lets me know where I am at all times, and it's very easy to read. And that is something that if I have the option for it and it's against an option that doesn't have it, I'm going with the option that has it every time.
Yeah, not an elegant solution to what you're describing, but I know Gaia probably does this. I haven't used Gaia in a while, but like Onyx and Goat Maps, both like the routes that you draw, whatever the length of the route is, it'll give you the elevation output for that. So like, you could be like, this is what I'm going to hike today, draw the route for that, and you can see the elevation profile. But yeah, I know it's not as elegant as Far Out.
Onyx is my middle ground for Goldilocks. Gaia is like too far in the other direction. Gaia is like the coder in the basement that like has all the techie stuff that he can understand, and I just... Not that I can't. I'm smart enough where I could figure it out and I could do it. I just don't have the desire.
Yeah.
So I like my nice, fluffy, simple maps, and I'm spoiled with them, and any chance I can get them, that's great. And if I don't have them, it'll be like the Teton Crest Trail, for example. Granted, Elise did plan that whole thing, but I never checked the map the whole time. I'd ask her where we were, or I would look at her maps, or like sometimes I'd look at Onyx, but it was like, I can't easily access what I'm looking for here, so it's not an effective break for me to open this because I'm not going to get what I want quickly. And Onyx is very much in the middle of that, where you have the flexibility to do more than you can on Far Out, but because you have that, it also complicates things a little bit.
Yeah. I was excited to see that Tour de Mont Blanc was on Far Out, more so because it has so much information about like the hotels and various amenities around the towns, but yeah, it is nice. My number 2 is, I'm going to say shorts. I might cheat and take 2 features of shorts here. Is that allowed? Shorts that, one, don't have a liner. I don't understand people that like the liner, the underwear that can move independently of the short itself. For me, creates way less friction and is just way more comfortable. But also, I have some running shorts where the pockets, first of all, it definitely has to have pockets. If it doesn't have pockets, fuck off. But if the pockets are like too small, like you couldn't actually get your smartphone in there. Again, I think most of these are targeted for runners where you're just stashing a single key or like a goo or I don't know what other things runners have, but like give me shorts with real pockets. Don't shortchange me. I need to put Snickers bars. I need to have my phone. I'm probably going to be carrying weird shit when I'm in town. Like, give me real pockets. And I'm up again. I'm going to go with... I guess this is kind of quasi a shout out to an old sponsor. I just love their product. They haven't sponsored us in a very long time. But my pot, now that I have it, I couldn't ever go back. It needs to be a screw top.
You really like the screw top.
The screw top is such a fucking game changer. Maybe other brands are doing this now. I don't know if they are. I haven't seen it. If I'm missing a brand that's doing this, please email us, podcast@thetrek.co. But the Vargo bot has the screw top. It's additional water storage. So your pot is also, if you're in a pinch and you need more water, you can store 700 milliliters or a full liter in there. It can work for cold soaking. It's just like backpacking is all about avoiding redundancy, and this has so many more functions than the normal pot. I would never use anything else. So
I'll echo that in terms of not agreeing with you, because I use a very small pot while hiking, and it's not a screw top, and I go for like the least weight possible, and I sometimes don't even bring the lid. But with the screw top on the Vargo, like I take that thing car camping, and there was a time me and Garrett were car camping and it was really cold in the morning, so I made us a big pot of hot chocolate. And then once we had it and we were a little warmer, it was like, we can't drink this much fucking hot chocolate. And you can't, like, I'm not going to pour it into the ground, or, you know, what do you do with it? So we screwed the top back on and we had it on the drive home. And what we didn't finish, we just screwed the top on, we put it in the footwell, and then when we got home, we opened it and washed it.
Yeah.
And it was like, damn, couldn't have done that with an open lid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is a fun feature.
Yeah. No, there were several times where I used it for water storage and I hadn't intended it for that purpose. It was just like, oh, fuck, there's not enough water for this stretch. I need to store as much as possible.
I feel like that is an actual backpacking hack.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a long time since I heard one where I was like, damn, that's a real hack.
Yeah. No,
that's a good one.
It's a very good product. I recommend it highly. Again, they haven't sponsored us in a couple of years, so that's not a paid endorsement.
No. It doesn't leak either.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one is going to piggyback off of your second one. And mine is too many pockets or too many bells and whistles. I think if you're new to backpacking and you're, you know, building out your first kit at REI or doing anything like that, and this isn't like a shamey way, I think everyone goes through this, is sometimes things that have more look better. Where
Is
it's
this
like
across all gear categories?
across all gear categories. Any piece of gear where there's too many bells and whistles. And it's like, you could strap this here, you can hook this there, there's a pocket here, there's a pocket there. And it's like, I actually don't need all this stuff. And how many ounces does this add on? Where I'm like then cutting like the extra straps off and shit that I know I'm not going to use. And like, there's a period where I get something and I just like start cutting, because I'm like, I'm never going to expand my backpack straps out to this long, or I'm never going to do this, I'm never going to do that. And when I look at gear sometimes and I'm considering would I want to use this, if there's extra zippers places or things like that where it's like, I don't think this functionality would be something I'd utilize, I can't validate the weight.
Yeah.
You know, like I think in my mind, I go to those like army cargo backpacks where there's a million little like loops on it that you could strap anything and everything to. And I think if you're brand new to the outdoors, you think something like that's perfect, because then you have a space for everything you might ever need.
My hatchet and my...
Right. And it's like, I carry so little shit at this point that I don't need any of that. And my weight is already so low that adding on all that stuff is going to be a percentage that I would consider like something I'd rather spend on an extra Snickers. So if it's got too many bells and whistles and it looks too decked up, it gives me the ick a little bit.
Yeah. Especially true for sleeping bags and quilts. It's funny, like when I go to the gear trade shows, like the big box brands are always like, we have this additional draft collar and then this zipper on the inside and then a pocket for your
built-in blanket, like built-in pillow.
Yeah, the best quilt is literally just a fucking flat tube.
Yeah, just throw some goose down at me. Some
structure to the baffles. Like any bell or whistle is likely excessive. So, yeah, I definitely.
Or like the backpacks with all the inside pockets. Like, oh, you don't need an inside pocket on a backpack. Give me an open tube that I can just put a trash compactor into.
Totally. Mm-hmm. That being said, I'd say for most backpacks, I do like having the hydration sleeve. Especially because if I'm ever going to use it for traveling, it's better to have that for your laptop too.
Yeah, we're crossing into other avenues now, which is day use.
But I do still fuck with the Camelback on like non-backpacking trips. Like any day hike I have, I use the Camelback just because it's so much more efficient.
I think I scared myself on Half Dome where I ran out of water in the first hour because I was just sucking on the Camelback, and I haven't really gone back since. I've had people encourage me to, but I think there's a fear there of I don't know how much is left.
Yeah, if I don't have that on a day hike especially, I find that I'm more prone to get dehydrated because I never want to stop. But if it's right here, I'll just carry too much water, more water than I normally would, because I know that I can just drink as much as I want.
Talking about the bladder?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're like pulling that out of your backpack and refilling it every time?
For backpacking trips, I almost never bring it. But for longer day hikes, I bring it almost every single time.
Okay.
Here's a flip side though. On a longer day hike, I'm not in my backpacking shape, so I'm probably more out of shape, and so I then like having the water bottle because then I don't need to admit that my breaks are because I'm out of shape. I could just say I'm thirsty. And I need to stop to take out my water bottle because I can't reach it and it's a water bottle. And my pack has to come off, and I'm standing here for 3 minutes. Okay, now I've had my water, let's keep going. But no, I never needed the break.
Yeah.
That's great on a day hike.
Yeah. I'm always stressed about time, so I'm trying to move as fast as possible through life until I die.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, time has definitely sped up quite a bit. That was your third one? You got one more?
Yeah. Ever since I've been using the Trek hats, the ones with the foldable bills, I cannot do like a hard brim hat on a backpacking trip anymore. I like that I can just throw the hat in the wash and don't worry about the brim getting warped. I also like that if I want to shove it in my backpack or in the front mesh, I'm not worried about warping the brim or it being too rigid to get it in there. I can only do the soft brim hats now.
It's a good one.
And payroll was just...
And commission is...
Yeah, it was good. By the way, we have a new Trek hat, an additional Trek propaganda. Go to store.trek.co. Check it out. Any honorable mentions you guys want to shout out?
I don't think so.
Triple Crown of...
Honorable mentions is just additional features that you consider essential for gear.
Like a clunky stove. I think after having the BRS, it's just like I can't imagine bringing a jet boil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like that's a lot of space.
Yeah.
I need my camp shoes to have some way to loop-de-loop them onto my backpack so I can hang them. Whether I have to, like, there's a loop and I can put, like, a carabiner on it or something and hook it to the back, but I need to be able to hang my shoes.
Yeah.
I would prefer a roll top to a backpack over a flap top.
Yes.
Agreed with that. Wide toe box is definitely a must.
Yep.
Shoe inserts?
No.
I'm not an insole person.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's it like to be God's favorite?
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nice. This one almost cracked the top 3 for me. Side entry shelter. It has to be a side entry shelter.
I've never done a front entry, so I can't.
It is awkward, especially to get out and piss in the middle of the night. Is just unnecessary.
You mean like from your head or from your feet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That exists?
Yeah, the Fly Creek is one. And I like the Fly Creek tent, everything about it except for that, but yeah.
I would argue that unless it's leukotape, I don't want your blister remedy. Like I'm not putting moleskin on, I'm not putting a Band-Aid on. All that shit's going to come off when my sock comes on and it rubs the first time.
The people who recommend anything other than leukotape just haven't tried leukotape because once you go leuko,
you think that's how you is that how you spot a phony?
It's just people. Everyone will recommend the best experience that they've had.
No one has a good experience with like long distance hiking and those stickers that you stick to a hot spot.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's people who have like worked with a Band-Aid for a day hike and they're like, oh, I just use a Band-Aid. It's like, brother, you don't know.
You have no idea what we're working with.
Yeah, but yeah, leukotape is the best.
Toe socks.
I'm not a toe sock person either.
Okay. I'll wear them with my bedrocks, but I'm not like some people put toe socks as a liner, like and gingies as a liner underneath their darn tufts.
That's like the standard. That's what a lot of people do.
That's too much.
It's bizarre to me.
That's too much.
Yeah, to wiggle those toes out.
Do you have like a full body layer of lingerie under your hiking outfit? Like,
how do you hike?
Yeah. You know.
This segment brought to you by Victoria's Secret. Check out their new hiking line.
Victorian Secret, more like.
Whoa.
Because you're fully covering everything with multiple layers.
There it is.
There's something there, actually.
We have a voicemail.
Hey, Zach and Sean. I just wanted to drop by and say hi. I am currently driving back to Colorado from California. I just went on one of the Skirka trips, which I only know about from the podcast. I felt like a huge nerd referencing the podcast all the time. But I just wanted to thank you both for all your educational and inspirational content with all the guests. There's always something informative in every episode. I also have a suggestion for one of the Chuck Norris Patreon contributors, Rebecca Brave Hart. I say it in my head every time you do the list. So, take it or leave it, but I think it would be fun. Anyway, thanks for all the great content. Bye.
Bye.
Love that. Love both the Braveheart suggestion and that she found Skirka through us.
Mm-hmm. So we'll wait for our check from him.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Thank you for the voicemail.
She didn't sound angry, so I would guess the trip went well.
Oh, everyone I've talked to that's done it has had a good time. Skirka is the most type A person. I'm sure he thinks through every detail of these things.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, go back and listen to any Skirka episode. They are listener favorites for sure. If you guys want to listen to or leave your own voicemail, the link to do so will be in the show notes and mailbag.
The dry ice really got people. After listening to episode 307 and listening to Chance talk about using dry ice, I can definitely say that yes, it does work for food caches. My backpacking group regularly plans cheeseburgers in our resupplies. Using a Yeti cooler and packing our food with both dry ice as well as other ice packs, we can keep our food fresh and frozen for several days. And nothing tastes better than a freshly grilled burger after a long day of hiking. I do not, however, recommend using a bear can. Bear cans are not insulated, meaning the dry ice will sublimate, parentheses, turn back into carbon dioxide gas, much faster than it would an insulated container. Additionally, that gas expands fast, meaning you would turn your bear can into a highly pressurized bomb. Everyone seems to know this, but me.
I didn't know it.
But everyone writing to us seems to know this.
Yeah.
So, dry ice might be good for a supply, but not so good for hiking. Keep up the great cast from Jamie. P.S. I included a few pictures of our cheeseburger resupplies from the foothills and North Fork mountain trails. That looks delightful.
I'm trying to actually zoom in on this.
They've got like a little grate over that
is
fire
nice.
with the burgers.
Yeah, those are some fat patties. Well
Hell
done.
yeah. Okay, so
I was skeptical at first, but now I'm looking at this and it looks fantastic.
It wasn't a bad idea. It was just partially not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Open to interpretation. Well, yeah, Jamie, thank you for that. And it's funny the amount of feedback we've gotten about dry ice for resupplies.
I mean, they
I
care.
think that's the third email that we've read on the subject.
No one wants me to explode myself, is what I'm taking away from this.
Except for the person that just said it was a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, thanks.
5-star review. This is from Hannah Denif. Disappointing owl encounter. About a week after I listened to the Mike Clellan 2.0 episode, I encountered an owl on the trail while day hiking. It was the middle of the trail on an urban trail, and it flew right in front of me. It has been
It was the middle of the day.
Middle of the day. Sorry. It's been a few months now since that encounter, and I am sad to report that I had no life-altering synchronicities associated with the owl. I'd leave 0 out of 5 stars for the letdown, but I had to put 5 so I could warn other listeners that encountering an owl does not guarantee a visit from aliens. Thanks, Zach and Chance, for nothing. Woot woot! The alienless trail owl. Hannah. Good stuff.
I like that.
Good stuff. I would venture to guess that most owl encounters are probably alienless.
Or you just haven't given it enough time.
I haven't willed it enough.
Maybe not enough time has passed.
Yeah.
It took Mike 3 different backpacking trips to realize the straight line that went through them.
It's true.
So
It's true.
maybe you just need to believe more, Hannah.
I'm going to start sending my emails hoot hoot. Really like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Sponsor mention. Yes, thank you to Topo Athletic. They've gotten very organic praise on this very episode. I'm wearing Topos right now. I'll be wearing Topos on the Tour de Mont Blanc, so I can't wait to rave about that. I'm doing a 30-mile trip on Monday, so I'll be rocking the Pursuits there. But, Pursuits are the best. They're durable. They are wide toe box. They have low drop options. We've had reviewers cite getting upwards of 1,000 miles out of a single pair, and as a regular occurrence on this podcast, we now get guests all the time that say that like they've switched to Topo and will never go back. So they're awesome.
Yeah, it's feeling like more of a self-explanatory ad space than like a need to push anything at this point, because it's like you guys at this point probably already know.
Yeah.
And with how often we go through shoes, like maybe have already tried them or are close to trying a pair. I think we go through so many shoes so often on long hikes that if you are curious about them, test them out.
Yeah.
And if you don't like them, get a different pair for your next pair. But I think enough people have given, like Zach saying, organic positive feedback that are unassociated with us in the ad on these episodes, where if that doesn't convince you on its own to try a set, maybe nothing will.
I'm going to be very curious to see how it does in this year's AT survey, because I feel like that's a pretty strong indicator of the thru-hiking long distance backpacking world at large.
Did it beat Ultra last year? I can't remember.
So the Lone Peak was the most popular single model, but Topo had more users than Ultra did. Yeah.
Might have been because I filled out the survey 300 times.
Shh. But if you guys want to save a few bucks, use our code TREKFALL15 for 15% off a full price pair of trail runners. And a super big thank you to our Chuck Norris Award winners from Patreon. That is Alex and Misty with Navigators Crafting, Alex Kindle, Andrew, Austin McDaniel, Bill Jensen, Brad and Blair from 13 Adventures, Brian Alsop,
Tables,
Carl Hood, Christopher Marshburn, Clever Innuendo, Clint Sittler? That's a new one.
Yeah, it is. Clint Sittler. That's hard to say. Say that 3 times fast.
Clint Sittler, Clint Sittler, Clint Sittler.
I feel like you're going to accidentally say Clint Shitler soon.
I was going more in the Hitler direction.
Oh, that's different.
That would never.
I guess your brain thinks in different ways than I do.
Yeah.
Patreon canceled.
Yeah, sad. I didn't know.
No, it's very different. Coach from Marion Outdoors, Eric Casper.
Friendly Ghost.
Eric Hoffman, Ethan Harwell Dunn, Jillian Daniels, Greg Knight, Greg Martin, Greg McDaniel. Griffin, hey, would you bring me a beer? Haley Buckingham.
Dallas.
Matt from Gilbert, AZ. New one. Thank you, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where he lives.
Maybe in Arizona. I don't know.
Where's Gilbert? That sounds like a cool
Probably
place.
in Arizona, AZ.
Oh.
AZ. The AZ part of Arizona.
Yeah.
Patrick Ciancialo, Rebecca Brave.
Heart. You're not going to say it in the voice? Come on, just once.
In the voice.
We practiced this before.
Well, we established that I don't know the accent, but you wanted me to do the full...
You quoted it. You did the quote.
They could take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Yeah, say Rebecca Brave in that voice.
Rebecca Brave!
Yeah, every time. That's how you have to say it. Do it again.
I don't even think that's even remotely a good
No, it's fun.
impersonation.
Start from Matt from Gilbert and then try it.
Yeah, we'll do it the next time. Rural Jurors, Sawyer Products, Snoopy Jackson. We've got some new names
Yeah,
here.
we do.
Love you guys. Thank you so much. What do you got for Snoopy Jackson?
I was thinking about it on the drive over. I haven't decided yet because part of me thinks of Snoopy, the cute little dog. Part of me thinks of Snoop Dogg. And then part of me thinks of Michael Jackson. Hee hee. So I haven't really decided yet.
Jess has a friend that is going to be buying jewelry from...
Snoop.
Or Snoop Dogg's going to be buying jewelry from her.
Snoop.
Snoop Dogg's buying jewelry from your friend?
My buddy owns a jewelry shop.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Does he want to be a guest?
I don't know about that.
How about a sponsor?
Yeah.
Spam, Timothy Hahn,
Solo.
and Tracy Trigger. Thanks to our guy Paulie at Old Man Murph's Coffee Roasters. Go to ommcr.com to get yourself some delicious beans. Follow us on social media at Backpacker Radio on Instagram and TikTok, at Backpacker Pod on X, Facebook.com/Backpacker Radio. You can follow Jess.
Jess X Trails
Easy enough. Are you on all of them, or is it just Instagram?
on all the trails. I'm on Instagram.
Are you on TikTok?
I'm not on the talk.
You're a bad Gen Z.
Yeah, don't follow
Bad
me
Gen
then.
Z.
I'm on
Throw rocks.
I'm also on the YouTube, but you can see me more on the Treks YouTube.
Hell yeah. Chance?
I'm on Instagram at Juliana_Chauncey if you want to watch Garrett build his Legos or my honeymoon.
Yeah, when is that?
When that
video.
When that Lego built.
You sound like the twins right now.
I don't know. We go immediately from the wedding to the honeymoon, so I won't be back to Denver until like late September.
That rhymed.
September.
Oh yeah, that's
Gone,
cool.
Mm.
So yeah, I'll probably, if it comes in time, show it to him before we leave. If it can come by Wednesday, I don't know if that's possible. Otherwise, I'll wait and I'll order it when we get back. But he doesn't listen to this, so he'll never know.
Yeah.
No one let him know, because you guys are gonna listen to this before we get back from the honeymoon. So just no one let him know.
Yeah. Bad listener.
That'd be bad. That would be bad listener.
Yeah. Appalachian Trails and Pacific Crest Trails are my books. Subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on YouTube.
Hey, Internet.
What's up,
Bye.
YouTube?
Oh, we're not leaving yet?
Did you invite her here?
You stole our thunder. We don't even say. That's it for today's show. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening, and happy hiking.
Bye.
Bye.